That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go. Owens and tastemakers make us no chaser. Gets the blood flowing like a fucking pacemaker. Cut the middleman and inhale the vapors. Madman, old 10 Don Drapers. Cut the jukebox on, make the woofers blow. We gon' sit here until all them heifers go. Holler at the tens and spend a little dough. Not on them, no, they can buy their own drinks. That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Rundown, episode 182.
83.
No,
83.
It's 82.
Is it 82?
Yeah, I'll look it up real quick. I'm pretty sure this time it's 82.
Is it 82? Oh, there you go. 182.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll double check.
No, it's 182 was the ACH video.
Oh, yeah, right.
I clowned on that fool.
I forgot. I don't edit the shows anymore and such, so I always forget.
Yeah, it's 183 this week.
Yeah, so it's 183. And we only have to introduce one guest because we have an intro, so everyone should already know two of the people on it. But our special guest today is the longest reigning WIW.
At this point, I'm kind of on almost every couple days anyway.
Some people.
Well, I mean, they know you. They need to know you. Well, I mean, you are on the intro, so I guess that counts.
Well, he's not like in the intro. It's
yeah, he is. He's got clips of him on there, and he also has his name in the credits, opening credits.
All right, so then if everyone already knows who he is, then we're just wasting everyone's time introducing him. Then, so,
we always waste people's time. What else is old?
Yeah. All right, so today we're gonna cover NXT and AEW, Dynamite, and
just those two shows this week because we were gonna include Impact on this, but I have not gotten a chance to watch Impact, and I figured it would make no sense if we reviewed the Impact after Turning Point anyway. So we're just going to review Turning Point and Impact, and Owen and I by ourselves on Monday, and then now we'll probably be up by Tuesday.
And then we were going to review 205, and then the network sucks and wouldn't let me rewatch the replay. So there you go.
That'll be included in there as well. So
but yeah, let's start with NXT, which aired on November 12th, 2019. Starting with backstage pass, just backstage from the Fox show because there was some content in there. Figured we go.
Is this the moment where we talk about the man returning?
No, that's going to be a different show.
Well, wasn't that on the show that you watched?
Yeah, but it wasn't NXT related, so.
You know what? We might as well just talk about it here then. Before we get into NXT.
All right, we'll save it for the end because it happens at the end of the show. So we had Booker T, Renee Young, Samoa Joe, and Paige. You know, Samoa Joe, since he's injured, he's going to be doing this type of stuff for a little bit. I think he'll be a good.
To
be honest, too, maybe this is just me, but this is like the happiest Samoa Joe's looked in months. Maybe it's
shit. He's not getting jobbed out and fucking made to look like an idiot every week. So, wonder why he's happy.
Hopefully they don't put the fucking dick in his face.
There you go.
Oh my god. He's become nation of dick.
I remember when he got that stupid
I remember all too well. And how he murdered Scott Steiner.
I think I remember that, yeah. We had the intro. Where Renee Young just basically said everything that's going to be on the show. So there you go. We had a promo class with Gabriel. I can't pronounce his last name, but it's that.
Oh, the name! That was so cringe when you just said that. You got to be kidding me. They don't have a segment on that show called Promo Class. Are you shitting me?
Promo School.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yep. They have a second.
That's like me saying, "Welcome to a podcast where we do discussion." That's just nonsense, and everybody knows by the goddamn title what it is.
Oh my god.
But yeah, pretty much they do promo school. I guess this is the first time I've seen it. They've been doing this, but I usually skip it. But since
what is the promo school and why are they doing it?
I don't know.
What is the point of it?
But I
Please
guess
tell me they don't cut promos. They don't just have random people cut promos, do they?
Yeah, pretty much. They have a cast of judges. The judges this time were Booker T, Mick Foley, Adam Cole, Page. And they grade the guy's promo.
Writing promos. Most of her shit was written by somebody else.
So
why are they? Okay, who was on this week for promo school?
Gabriel. He's that famous comedian, Gabriel.
Iglesias?
Yes.
Why?
What would he know about promos besides the fact that he's an old WWF fan?
What the fuck?
I guess this is a way to bring celebrities in to teach them how to do promos. I don't know what it's for.
What are they gonna do?
And then he tries to cut a promo.
And everybody's like, by the way, I said everybody was like, oh, Fox is gonna make WWE better. Here's Exhibit A on how they're not gonna make WWE any better. What is this gonna do? What is this gonna do for the main roster? What is it gonna do for NXT? What the fuck is it going to do? What? Tell me what? Putting Gabriel Iglesias on or whatever Joe Schmo celebrity. I love Gabriel Iglesias, but why is he on? What is he gonna do for your company? What?
Nothing.
All it's gonna do is give him exposure for his comedy tour coming up.
Pretty much. But yeah, they have that.
Fucking shit.
He talks about he's been a wrestling fan since 1983.
This is whole. I feel like we're back in time in the WWE draft all over again. Who cares? You know.
But he tries to cut a promo on Samoa Joe, but Samoa Joe, in my opinion, at least my opinion, just owns his ass. So
no shit, because he's Samoa Joe.
And we had the NXT Champion Summit where they had Samoa Joe, Adam Cole, and Paige go over their time in NXT, which I actually thought this was.
And they actually, didn't she have the fucking belt that fucking Xavier jizz on or whatever?
Yep. And then Samoa Joe had his belt.
Did she make like a joke about it too or something on the show?
I think so, yeah. And then Mick Foley and Booker T were told to put it to say who their favorite NXT champion was out of the three, and they both didn't pick Paige, so Paige got mad. So there you go. It's pretty funny.
I feel like Paige just got like that play mad, like.
Yeah.
Pick me.
How dare you pick me?
Dare you?
Then we had the Satan sheet. I hate this segment. This is pretty much just going over dirt sheets. Pretty much. Yeah, the Satan sheet. This is a guy who owns his own dirt sheet that reveals the news sites. Pretty much.
Oh, fuck off.
This is important, though, because he mentions an important NXT news that I figured we talk about. So, Johnny Gargano is out of TakeOver. He pretty much, legitimately has a neck injury. Wait,
what?
Yeah, this is legit. Johnny Gargano's legit injured. He can't. He has a neck injury. I'm not shitting you.
Now, how do you think he got it?
That's why they had Balor hit that brain buster on him?
Probably, yeah.
To write him off?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, I would imagine...
Is that legit? That can't be.
Yeah, it's legit.
Hold on, nah. Really?
Yeah.
Has anyone else confirmed this? Because I'm very skeptical. It's like Meltzer or Sean Ross Sapp or Mike Johnson. Anybody report on that after it was announced?
Meltzer confirmed it, yeah.
Oh my god, that's bad.
Yeah, I mean,
that's like one of their biggest stars. He's not even going to be on. Is that why Matt Riddle was like replaced?
Yeah.
half the time, I don't know, like something smells fishy to me on that. I don't know why, but it's the fact that they reported it, and the fact that there's still a spot open in the War Games match that is really making me skeptical if he's injured or not.
Well, we'll see. Maybe. I feel like they wouldn't take Matt Riddle out of the War Games match though if he wasn't legitimately injured. So.
I mean, fair enough, but still.
And we are talking about the company that loves cheap heat.
I mean, they do, but I mean, this is also NXT, so I don't know. Maybe there's got to be some truth to it just because of that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's got to suck if that's legit.
I mean, I don't know what caused the injury. I don't know if it was that, but he's also been like wrestling clinics on takeovers, so eventually something's gonna get injured, right? So,
I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, he wrestles a little bit hard. You know what? I guarantee you it was probably something from that. Guarantee you he suffered the injury was like prolonged and didn't want to say anything.
Yeah,
it was. I guarantee it was from that fucking. What was that fucking cage? What do they call that cage?
They didn't call it anything, but yeah,
when they were in that cage with weapons, I guarantee you it was from the spot where they fucking both Adam Cole and Gargano both fucking tossed each other off the top of the cage.
I could see that.
Through only one table, but mind you.
Yeah.
So that's probably what started and unraveled into this. Yeah. That's like the only thing I can think of.
Because he really hasn't wrestled. He hasn't really wrestled that much since. So.
Yeah, either that or he got some random like injury with Shane Thorne, but that would be out of nowhere.
Yeah. So then we had the official moment of the show. A moment that was like, 5 years in the making at this point. So the end of the show comes. You wait. Renee Young says, WWE has like a lot of memorable moments, but I think it's time that backstage have some. And she introduces somebody, and we hear Cult of Personality, CM Punk's music go off. And we find out the reports now that Renee Young was like the only one that really knew about this, which I think is probably bullshit because this has been reported for like a month. So it's like...
This was not a surprise.
And CM Punk returns. He then looks into the camera and says, "Just when you think that you've answered all the questions, I changed the culture."
Okay.
I'm glad we're doing Roddy.
It's time to rip this fucking fool apart because I'm fucking sick of this shit.
I think the return
Everybody was say that we're terrible fans for calling him sellout. So I'm gonna explain why.
I want to say one thing first. The return was pretty cool, but yeah, it wasn't as big a surprise that everyone says it was, because this was reported for months that he was going to be doing this, pretty much. And yeah,
everybody wants to tell me that, like, well, Punk should be able to do whatever he wants to do. Like, why is he a sellout if he does what he wants to do? He wants to live drama free. So Drama Free is going back to the same fucking company that made his life a living hell for like the last 8 years, on and off.
We should correct you. We should correct you too. A lot of people are going to be like, "Well, he's not. He's signed with Fox, not directly with WWE."
Yeah. I don't give a fuck who he signed with. If he is on a WWE affiliated program, he is working for WWE.
Yeah.
He's not working. He may be working under Fox, but he is working for a WWE programming. That you cannot tell me. Look at 2K. How many guys did they bring in under 2K contract? Goldberg, Sting, fucking who? God knows who else. Back to the fucking company when that bridge almost was completely burned. Ultimate Warrior being the biggest example. Yeah. Before he passed away 2 days after the Hall of Fame induction. So. You want to tell me that he's not going to WWE? You're out of your fucking mind. It's not a matter of if anymore. It's a matter of when. And it probably won't be until his UFC contract is up, because he's commentating for Cage Fighting Championships or whatever the fuck the under development brand over there is. over mixed martial arts. So he's tied with them. So the minute he's out of there, he's going to sign with the WWE. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
And this is what is fucking stupid to me, because everybody wants to tell me, well, don't you think you're being a little harsh on him? No, I've done nothing but support him when he was treated unjustly and unfairly. And he had every gripe in the fucking world with them, and then he's just gonna go back because he wants to live drama-free. There's a difference between being forgiving and then being fucking stupid.
But also, it's one thing to be forgiving, it's another thing to be a failed UFC fighter.
Yeah.
That's beside the point. I don't even fucking care if he failed on UFC. He gave it a shot. I don't even fucking care about that. That's not what I'm mad about. What I'm mad about is he decided to go to a fucking company that fucking treated him like ass. Why would you go back there? What the hell could you possibly gain that will be any good going back to the WWE in any capacity, even if it is under contract with Fox? What do you gain out of it? Because I know what's going to happen. He's going to fucking hate this shit deep down inside. Because we do. I hate what goes on that fucking show. You do. I know you do, Mike. We all fucking hate it. I know he's probably the one who hates it the most. And now he's going on a show where he talks about the behind the scenes of it. And everybody wants to tell me, oh, he's going to be him. They're going to allow him to be himself. Are you actually that delusional? Do you know who we're talking about here? Do you know the 3 letters that we're talking about here? Are we on the same wavelength with how many times they have scripted guys to say what they want them to say to make their image better? Fox is no different than WWE. Look at how many times they've done it. What, are you out of your mind? You don't think they're going to script his shit? You don't think they're going to tell him? I'm sure he'll have creative freedom. Don't get me wrong, but there's no way they're not going to tell him, well, if you think this sucks, go ahead and say that it sucks. No!
Yeah.
No, of course not! He's going to fucking pump them full of smoke! Just like every other freaking host on there. Just like Renee Young. Just like Booker T. Just like Paige. Are you people that delusional that you think CM Punk is going to say a segment sucks when it sucks? Are you actually that delusional? No. And that's why I say yes. Punk sold out. He sold out. He sold out his beliefs for a fucking paycheck. So that way he can fucking have the money to fight his former friend in fucking court. That's the reason he went back. That's the only reason he went back. Because he lost all his money during this Dr. Aman case. I guess he didn't have as much money as he thought he did. And even if he didn't, all he would have had to do is just sign with AEW. If he didn't want to wrestle anymore, I'm sure they'd be happy to take him in any other role.
Is that why CM Punk...
He could have signed with TNT. He could have signed with TNT. He could have signed with Turner Network Broadcasting.
James, let me ask you a question. If he hates wrestling so much, why does he show up at independent shows, masked, and fucking hit the GTS every time that he shows up?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that was for a friend or whatever. And I'm sure it was.
No, he's done it more than once.
I'm sure he does. I'm just saying.
There are over 10 sightings of fucking Punk showing up to wrestling independent events to hit his finisher and walk out of the ring. For a guy who shits on Hulk Hogan, he's slowly but surely acting just like him.
Yep.
Yeah, so
and by the way, everybody wants to tell me, oh, he won't sell out. He won't go back to the WWE. He's working just for Fox. Yeah. I wonder why. Anybody realize what deal WWE has with right now? Saudi Arabia. Oh, yeah. I can't wait to see CM Punk versus Undertaker 2. Can't wait. at Saudi Arabia 5. Can't wait.
So yeah, I'll give my thoughts real quick. Yeah, I think he's basically a sellout. If anything, too, everything he was ranting about WWE back then, it's probably gotten worse since he's. It is worse since he's left. The creative
is so much worse. Everything that he said is so much worse than it has ever been before in the history of WWE.
So yeah, it's just a matter of if and when. And I feel like it's gonna be like the Sasha Banks
thing. Saudi. It's gonna be no. He is not going to be anywhere but Saudi Arabia. And for the record, for a guy who said on Colt Cabana's podcast, oh, there should be a union in place. Don't ever say that again if you actually go to Saudi Arabia, which is going to be inevitable.
He also, I feel
but like no, we're the problem, right?
He'll be treated like a big star. He'll be treated like a big star originally. Like, remember when Sasha Banks came back? She was in the Raw Women's title picture, and then now she's like doing nothing. I don't. It's gonna be like that. I don't feel bad
for him at all. You get buried, dude. It's on you, and you will get buried. You may get your paycheck, but your stock's going to fucking fall there. Just like Mike Kanellis, just like Sasha Banks, just like everyone after you fucking left. Just like Seth Rollins, just like Dolph Ziggler. Fuck Dolph Ziggler, just like Bobby Roode, just like Shinsuke, hell, just like Orton.
Yep.
Everyone after you left has gotten worse and worse and worse since you left.
The only person that
and
was
you're telling me you're not going to get buried? Get real, dude.
Dude, the only smart person to leave was Cena. He left.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Their golden boy isn't even showing back up. And won't for like anytime soon.
The only time he does is just once in a while, but he don't give a fuck when he shows up. Like, yeah, so that's
it's absolutely
the thing I don't get about this backstage show, quick rant, it's the ratings aren't good because they air it at 11 o'clock on a p.m. on a Tuesday night. Ratings are going to do great at 11 o'clock p.m. on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, it's the worst time you could have it on, period. And not to mention the fact, I'm sure Punk is going to bring in some views, but the WWE, if they were truly popular, all their shows would be doing over 1 million right now. Guess what? They're not. Not even NXT is doing over 1 million.
Yes.
The only ones that are doing over 1 million right now are Raw and SmackDown. And the only reason those is because they have fans that are like enslaved. It's almost like they've become robotic.
Yep.
And watch it every Monday and Friday. Used to be every Monday and Tuesday. So,
hey, can we at least say this, that the current generation WWE fans insane? Based upon the definition of insanity, which is doing
insanity is expecting the same thing over and over again. Yeah, 100%. It's like, if it hasn't changed now, what the hell do you think is going to change? You know?
Yeah. All right, so let's move on.
Well, before we move on, I'm gonna say this last bit for those who think I'm super negative. Yeah, I am super negative, and here's the reality of the situation. They're never going to get better. You want to watch? That's fine, but don't pretend like I have to watch because they'll get better. They will never get better. Accept it and move on with your life. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Well, Mike, any additional thoughts you have about CM Punk's return?
I can only say this. Have fun. Have fun.
I guarantee you. Have fun selling out for cash. This is why I'll never be a millionaire, and nor do I ever want to be.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather have some fucking self-dignity. And, I'm sure I'm going to get fucking shit from people like Travis and other people. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like, the minute you do something like this, you lost my fucking respect.
Yeah.
Eat the hairiest part of my ass when you.
And everyone, we should make the point. We should make the point too. we never really wanted CM Punk back, so don't even go there.
We never. If he was gonna come back, he should have came back to AEW. I don't care what anybody wants to fucking tell me.
Yeah.
And if he did, and as I said, if he didn't even want to work in a wrestling capacity, let's just entertain the idea. I think that's bullshit, but let's entertain the idea. He could have gone to TNT. He could have gotten signed by TNT. TNT could have paid him all the money they wanted. And they still have a lot of that Turner money. Don't you think they don't?
Yeah.
So he could have easily gone to TNT. He went to Fox, so that way he'll eventually go back to WWE so he could get more money from the Saudi Arabian government. That's why he went back. So in my opinion, he's a sellout. He will always be a sellout. He sold his soul for more fucking money at a place he was miserable at. And now he's going to pretend like he's going to live life drama-free. Yeah, let's see if that fucking works out in 2 years' time. Can't wait to hear you complain on Twitter, Phil Brooks. Whatever respect I had for you, dude, is fucking gone. It is gone.
Alright, so moving on.
Yeah.
Only one NXT segment related on the bump, which is hosted by Caleb Braxton, Matt Camp, Evan T. Mack, Dan Volmayo, and Ryan Popola. Mustafa Ali got interviewed. He talks about he's back to Mustafa Ali.
To Mustafa Ali. I heard about that, by the way.
I'm happy for him.
Good job, Mustafa's back.
Yep. I feel like though the only reason he gave it back is I don't know. I feel like Vince has done this before, where he's randomly taking people's names away and then just giving it back. So I don't know.
It's Antonio Cesaro, because all I see is Cesaro.
Right? But yeah, he talks about the Survivor Series team going up against NXT because he's on it for SmackDown, the men's team anyways. He talks about coming up from NXT, his background and everything. It's actually quite a heartwarming interview. I really like Mustafa Ali. He's a hell of a guy. He talks about like movies and like wrestling personas from like his descent are always treated like the villains, and he wants to be like treated like the hero. It's actually a hell of an interview. I would definitely give it a watch.
I'd rather be the villain. The bad guys
I'd rather him just come back to NXT so that way he actually is used properly, please.
I would rather be the villain because the bad guys get to have more fun.
I think he wants to be the good guy because he wants, I guess, people like from his descent to be looked upon as like a role model, I guess.
Yeah, instead of he doesn't want to be a bad guy because fuck the whole because I'm foreign I have to be the bad guy.
That's kind of how wrestling goes. I'm sorry. That's the sport that you signed up for.
I'd rather him be a good guy in NXT because he'll at least be utilized better in NXT as a good guy.
And 205 because he was being used. He was
so good in 205.
Yeah. All right. So then we had NXT. We had
finally
the best commentary team in all of professional wrestling: Beth Phoenix, Mauro Ranallo, and Nigel McGuinness.
Because Mauro's the best. Mauro and Nigel are the best, and then Beth Phoenix is just kind of there, but Beth Phoenix is immediately elevated because of Mauro and Nigel.
Yeah.
By the way, I said it before, but congratulations on working for Strikeforce again, Mauro.
Yes.
Welcome back to the MMA world. He does everything, man. He's the voice of combat sports, and I love him for it. So we had
the NXT Cruiserweight Championship match. NXT Cruiserweight Champion Lio Rush versus Angel Garza. This was a hell of a match. Probably might have been my favorite match of the whole Wednesday night Wars thing this week. It was so awesome. They both start chain grappling each other. Lio Rush consistently out-quicken Angel Garza. And then Angel Garza gets frustrated. He goes into the crowd. And Lio Rush's family, mainly his wife. His wife's an indie wrestler, correct? I believe so.
I believe she is, yeah.
Because I thought I heard
they
that.
They legitimately have kids.
And he takes his pants off right in front of his wife. So this pisses Lio Rush off, and he hits a torpe suicida like 2 in a row on the outside. And he starts beating.
Well, yeah, he hits 2 in a row on the outside. The first one connects.
Yeah. And
then he tries to go for another one, and then Angel Garza counters with a freaking power slam. That was brutal.
And then
before we go on, because Mike and I talked about this, there is one thing that bugged me about this. And I've said it before. I've been saying it for weeks. Angel Garza is severely miscast as a heel.
Yeah, I agree
not to mention the fact what really kind of got Mike and I was last week he didn't high-five the fans, but this week Angel Garza's high-fiving the fans as a babyface. He's a full-on babyface. The crowd loves him. Like he legitimately could have slapped his wife, and I'm pretty sure he still would have gotten cheered in Full Sail.
Probably.
Like he was over here. Why is he a heel?
Maybe he's
and then Lio Rush is supposed to be the babyface, and he's getting like half booze.
I don't know what's going on there. Yeah,
you know what I mean. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like it's weird. It's just weird. But yeah, no, that was the thing Mike and I found weird about it. It's just like, why is he acting like a heel when he was just acting like a babyface, like not even like 3 minutes before?
But Angel Garza hits a reverse suplex into the ropes, which was awesome. He hits a wicked big boot. He hits a missile dropkick that I thought Lio Rush was gonna like die. Then right. Lio Rush mounts a comeback.
Because he tries to go for the come up and then he just kicks him straight in the back of the head.
Then eventually he hits the come up. And they just proceed to have this back and forth match. Angel Garza hits the wind clipper, but Lio Rush kicks out. And then he goes for the wind clipper from the top turnbuckle, but Lio Rush counters it, hits a high kick, and then he hits the final hour as Angel Garza's getting up. But, he hits it, but Angel Garza kicks out when he goes for the pinfall, so then he hits it again, and this time Angel Garza's close to the ropes, and I guess...
Still gets counted anyway.
Yeah.
So again, like, I guess Lio Rush is technically the babyface, but it makes no sense because I don't know. Like, why did we really have to?
Yes.
I mean, I get the whole idea, like he's technically the heel, but does he really need to be a heel? I think he's too over.
I believe that I want to see a new concept of heel where they're a face to specific individuals, but a heel to everybody else. And I feel like it hasn't really been nailed correctly yet, even with, if you want to say MJF didn't even do it right either.
Well, MJF was doing it basically because...
Yeah, but I mean, I would rather see the heels that are friends with each other, that whole thing, and then behind,
But
everybody else, they're all assholes.
Afterwards... Angel Garza, we didn't see this. This was on WWE.com exclusive. Blows a kiss to Lio Rush's wife, and afterwards Lio Rush did like an interview saying, "You're making this personal now, and I'll kick your ass," pretty much. So this is a way to set up another match, which I have no problem with because this match was awesome. So I want to see it again. And
I just look at the end of the day, I think. You gotta, once Angel Garza, because Angel Garza's winning the Cruiserweight Championship. At this point, it's inevitable. He's too fucking over in Full Sail.
Yeah, I wouldn't complain about that.
At this point, Angel Garza, the minute he wins that belt and the minute he's done with his feud with Lio Rush, he's just got to be babyface from this point out. Like, the moves that he pulled out alone were babyface enough.
Yep.
So, I mean... it's just time to turn him, and I know NXT is usually good about that. So I think he'll turn face sooner rather than later because he's just fucking over.
I think that WWE's having a tough time knowing what the fuck to make him more than anything else because of the fact that some crowds don't like him as much as others.
Well, I mean, normally I would agree with that. Here's the problem with this though. NXT is a part of the 205 banner, so most of the time he's in Full Sail. Full Sail fucking loves Angel Garza. The last 2 weeks he's gotten the biggest fucking reaction with everything he does. Everything. Even the slap he hit on Lio Rush, which was a heel tactic, got over in that fucking crowd. It's time to just turn him.
Yeah, I would.
And usually they do. Usually with the NXT fan base, when they cheer for somebody that's a heel, they usually turn him face. Like Pete Dunne's a prime example of that. He was the heel for a longest time, but because he was just so good at what he did, they turned him face slowly. So. And
then Rhea Ripley, pretty much.
And Rhea Ripley, yeah.
Because UK wouldn't turn her, but Full Sail did. Or NXT did, anyway.
Full Sail turned her babyface the first night she showed up in Full Sail.
Yeah.
My God, help.
But this still was an awesome match. I give it 4.5. It was just awesome.
Yeah, it was 4.5. But yeah, that the whole beginning portion before the match confused the shit out of me.
Mike, what do you give this match?
I'm gonna give it probably 3.5.
All right.
I thought it was okay, just not something that I would recommend to somebody that hasn't seen the product in a while.
Then it shows so we know throughout the show that Mia Yim and Io Shirai are gonna have this ladder match. So we were thinking we're gonna have some interference on that. Since it involves War Games. Well, that was out the window because we saw backstage Rhea Ripley and Tegan Nox were laid out backstage, so we didn't really know, what happened. We were left.
Yeah. So it's time to officially say that because I kind of want to get this out of the way because I just don't care. It was Bayley, but only Bayley.
Yeah, that made no sense to me.
What? Main roster's officially infiltrated NXT booking, and I fucking hate it. Why is it one chick? Why? First off, it made no sense that you only had it for the women, no one else, just the women, and that was it. Then you have her attack First off, you have her lay out Tegan Nox. Rhea Ripley should not look like that big of a bitch to Bayley.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And then she takes out the fucking Shayna's 4 Horsewomen group and a bunch of other fucking people for no reason. Just takes them out by herself?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Especially too, I was kind of hoping it was going to be
I was hoping it would be a group of women. First off, they did this whole thing too on the and this is why it's also main roster. Throughout the whole night, they everybody on NXT, including the men, were on high alert. What do you mean? Well, why are the men on high alert? They haven't even gotten a fucking scratch on them. They haven't been attacked. They haven't been attacked at all. They weren't attacked by fucking main roster guys. It's like, if you're gonna do the fucking 3-way Survivor Series concept, fucking go all out with it. Don't fucking half-ass it. This was half-assed. This was half-assed main roster garbage booking. This is what this was, and I hate every bit of it. That's why I spoiled that it was Bayley now, because it made no sense. It made no fucking sense. Why are you gonna have one girl take out everybody? Why?
It's not like she's fucking Awesome Kong or anybody else.
Exactly. That's another problem with this. How the hell is Rhea Ripley going to fall to Bayley, who is like twice the size of the chick?
And then it was just this. It when it happens at the end of the show, it felt so out of place too.
It was super out of place.
And then too
And if anybody wants to tell me, well, it was because of the finisher she hit on Baszler, that's how everybody laid out and looked unconscious. Don't give me that. Don't give me that fucking shitty finisher that she now adopted is the reason why everyone was laid out. Are you kidding me?
Especially too, I don't know. I feel like they should have done a swerve where Shayna Baszler fooled everyone to thinking it was Raw and SmackDown infiltrated. And we find out later, like the 4 Horsemen really wouldn't attack. They just did it as a swerve. That would have been kind of cool. Or like that it was Dakota Kai. Because I was like thinking, is this Dakota Kai? But then I was like, well, why?
Exactly. That's another thing.
That would have made more sense.
No, it was a SmackDown woman
who sucks.
The women's champion, mind you, and that was her way of getting back at Baszler. So what? You attack?
Yeah.
The rest of the women, and I get it. They probably attacked you on Raw or SmackDown or whatever the fuck. Not that I watch, but
yeah.
Why is it just you? Why is it your problem? Shouldn't it be? If you have a problem with it, doesn't that mean Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Sasha Banks should also have a problem with it and all go down there and attack them?
Exactly. All right, so then we had the next match. It was Xia Li versus Aaliyah with Vanessa Bourne ringside.
So it's Tale of Two Matches. The first part of this was all right, actually. I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
And then Xia Li started botching halfway through.
Yep.
Botching so bad to the point she actually busted up Aaliyah's nose.
Yeah, they had to abruptly.
And that was the finish. That was her finish. Was her fucking kick. She actually kicked her in the face for real and won.
I don't even know if that was supposed to be the finish either. I think they had to call an audible and have a win with that.
It's upsetting because it made the match shit.
So, it's one thing before when NXT was on the network, and this is what NXT is supposed to be for, but it's not really the case anymore. It's on USA Network. You really shouldn't be doing these types of matches.
And this was just and no one, absolutely no one cares about Aaliyah or Vanessa Bourne.
Nope.
They're legit jobbers, and that's fine if you wanted to have an enhancement match. But when the person is not even she clearly isn't ready.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, she just isn't.
We talked about Aaliyah or Vanessa Bourne.
Aaliyah, Vanessa Bourne, and Xia Li. None of these women are ready. The fact that they had this segment when you could have dedicated it to anything. You could have had a rematch with Cesaro from Raw taking on Mansoor.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Which I wish I could see because I refuse to watch Saudi Arabia, and I heard that was like the best match on the show.
Yeah.
But no, you chose to fucking have this for a fucking chicks who are nowhere near ready. This sucked, but it didn't offend me too bad. It's like a 2-star.
Yeah.
But it's like
I gave it a 1.5. I thought the match paid.
It was just awesome. It was like the first half of the match was great, and then it went down a fucking cliff in a hurry.
That's the whole thing. As a professional wrestler, and I'm saying this from the side of an athlete who has been in the ring more times than not.
Yeah.
If you have to do something on the spot, then you need to make sure that it's a build-up. That's why I believe in having storytelling in your match. In case of something like this happens.
And also protecting your fucking opponent and not kicking him in the face would probably help. For real.
Shit like that's going to happen, but that's why you have the ability to cover it up and you say, oh, the commentators and the athletes need to be one-to-one with what happens.
Yep.
In case if something like that happens and it goes crazy, you got to continue the match. I don't care how much fucking pain you're in. It's
you could tell, Xia Li is good with her kicks, but that's all she's good with.
Yeah.
That's the problem here. She needs to actually be good in the wrestling role here. She's not a wrestler yet. And she's trying to pretend to be a wrestler. She's just not.
So then we had the Finn Balor promo. This was probably the best thing of the whole show. This was everything from you until the end of the Keith Lee match and such was the best thing of the whole show.
100%.
Do you want to talk about the promo? Because this was awesome.
So Finn Balor comes out and he's talking about how this locker room used to be full of men. Now I just see boys crying on social media, and he's just ragging on the whole NXT locker room and the fan base. And he's like, what the fuck happened to this place?
You know what the funny thing is?
All of a sudden, here comes Matt Riddle to beat the absolute piss out of Finn Balor.
Can I tell you the funny thing? If he cut this promo on Seth Rollins, he'd be the most over person on the whole show.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I feel like half of that is directed towards Rollins anyway.
Yeah.
And so and then he gets attacked by Riddle, and Riddle gets on the microphone, and he's so pissed off. He calls him a little putz. He's like, "I'm not finished with you. You can't hide forever, you little putz."
So then
and everybody starts chanting putz.
Yep.
Oh fuck! And then he's like, "You can't hide forever. One day I'm gonna get you'll get yours." And then all of a sudden, Undisputed Era's music plays, and Adam Cole is on the mic, and he says, "Riddle, wrong place, wrong time. No one will survive." Plays. Here comes Tommaso Ciampa, and Keith Lee's behind him. And oddly enough, Keith Lee gets the microphone when Adam Cole's like, "You know who we are? We're the most dominant faction, not just in NXT, but all the WWE. We single-handedly took out Raw and SmackDown." And then Keith Lee just goes, "I don't give a damn. You know what, Riddle? You know what, Cole? You want to come in here? You want to come in here? You want to fight us? Try me, bitch. Let's go." And he just stares on the apron. "All right, if you're not gonna come into the ring, I'm gonna lay some facts on you. You're going to stand there, you're going to listen to what I have to say. Riddle, you beat Daniel Bryan, and I appreciate that. You beat Seth Rollins, took him to his limit. I appreciate that. But if you think that you could take me on, well, then how about you and I fight right now?" And then all of a sudden, Roddy gets on the mic. "Shut your goddamn mouth, Lee. Do you understand who he is? He's the NXT champion. He just single-handedly orchestrated that attack on Raw and SmackDown, and he's got to have the night off. If you want to fight anybody, you're going to have to fight me." Keith Lee just goes, "I'm not too picky. You want to cross that line? Cross it." Drops the microphone, draws a line in the sand. He's like, "Come on, let's go." Roddy gets in, the rest of the Undisputed Era get in, and the referees file out, try to get everybody separated. We go to commercial, and then the match happens. It's made official by William Regal, Roderick Strong, Keith Lee. Sadly enough, though, the crowd was dead for a majority of this because, I wonder why. This segment and, the fucking beginning match kind of took them out of it because they were screaming their heads off for Garza and Lee and just about everything else during that segment.
But I'll go through the match. Basically, Keith Lee destroys Roderick Strong throughout much of this match, beginning portions. It wasn't as bad as the destruction that Fish and O'Reilly got like a week ago. So that was it wasn't that.
I was basically taking them on 2-on-1, yeah.
Yeah. But then Roderick Strong goes after the leg of Keith Lee. He hits that drop kick onto the outside. He hit the back suplex onto the apron. And Roderick Strong, really starts to go after the knee of Keith Lee. Keith Lee mounts a comeback. There's a point where Roderick Strong just continuously is punching Keith Lee, and he's just looking at him with that mad face. And when Keith Lee looks at you with that mad face, you don't want to be wrestling him.
There was at one point where he hit several chops, and then he bounces off the ropes to try to hit an attack, and then Keith Lee just double chops him, and I swear to God, I think you could hear that all the way to Orlando, where TNA Impact Studios used to be. That was loud. Like, holy shit. I was cringing because I'm like, oh, your chest has got to be fucked up.
Roderick Strong eventually hits a high knee. He hits the forearms just off the ropes back and forth, which I love. He hits the Strong Slam, which is the Olympic Slam, but he calls it the Strong Slam now.
Is that what they're calling it now? They should have just called it the Olympic Slam.
They wanted to be his thing, so. But
Kurt Angle does it.
Keith Lee kicks out. Then Keith Lee's on a roll. Eventually, the rest of the Era come out, and Matt Riddle and Tommaso Ciampa, because they were banned from ringside, come out and attack him. And from out of nowhere, it's like even, pretty much, Finn Balor just lays out Matt Riddle with a sling blade, a double stomp, and drop kicks him into the steps. And that was pretty damn awesome. Finn Balor, he felt out of place, but he didn't feel too out of place just because it actually made sense since he's kind of feuding with Matt Riddle, and he returned heel when the Arrow was there, so it all worked. And then there's always distracting Keith Lee, which makes sense because his friend's being attacked. And then Roderick Strong tries to get the win with a roll up, but he doesn't get it. He hits a high knee, a second second Strong slam, anyways. And Keith Lee kicks out again, but then Keith Lee just wins with a jackhammer. And he won. Now,
specifically, it's an attitude adjustment into the jackhammer, which I kind of like the style of.
Yeah. And I actually have no complaints that Keith Lee won, even though he had all this interference. Because look at the dude,
it's fucking Keith Lee.
Yeah.
And then the Undisputed Era swarm him and attack him.
Yep.
It's pretty much a 2-on-4, and then all of a sudden, here comes MA boy himself, Dominik Dijakovic, with a purpose. The one complaint I am going to say about this is, whoever the hell is working the fucking production truck, why the hell didn't you just show Dijakovic coming down until the minute he's getting on the apron? That was stupid.
Especially too because they gave it away because the fans were chanting, feast your eyes, so we already knew.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Dijakovic, he gets into the ring and then just starts laying waste to everybody. I mean, no one stood a fucking chance.
I don't know.
And he ended up hitting a double choke slam on, I believe, Fish and O'Reilly. Yeah. Then Adam Cole tries to hit something, and then he hits his Feast Your Eyes finish, where it's a burning hammer into the GTS.
Yes.
And then he goes to Tommaso Ciampa, and he just goes, "Hey, here you're going to war. I'm in." Sticks his hand out. Ciampa shakes his hand, looks at his arch rival, Keith Lee. Keith Lee and Dijakovic put differences aside, shake hands, and join forces. And I hope this is a future tag team. Please.
I hope, this is. But then we find there's one more thing you forgot because you didn't see it because on the WWE.com exclusive. And when they're helping Matt Riddle, who was still laid out because of the Finn Balor thing, afterwards he says, "I want Balor." So he wants to be out of the War Games match and face Finn Balor. Which makes sense.
I don't blame him there.
And I'm happy about that. Which, this is why I think that the
So if it's not going to be Gargano, so let's entertain the idea, because I'm still skeptical until I see the day of War Games he's actually injured. That's when I'll determine that's legit. If it's not Gargano, let's entertain that idea. Who would the fourth man in War Games be on Ciampa's team?
That's a tough one. So I would typically say like Pete Dunne, but I think we'll get into him later.
He's in a fucking feud. Obviously, there's going to be a triple threat match just on War Games with him, Damian Priest, and Killian Dane. So that's out the window.
I gotta think.
I guess if you're gonna do if you're doing the same thing, that what's his face? I'm sorry, if you're gonna do the same thing that Shayna did, I guess if we're gonna go through the UK ranks, I don't know. I'd probably either say Joe Coffey or probably Trent Seven, because those are the only two that would make sense if you're gonna go off the UK side.
Tyler Bate would work.
Bate maybe, but Bate's kind of in that feud entrenched with Don as well. So
yeah,
that's kind of that wouldn't make a lot of sense.
I'm trying to think of I would I would call an audible, and I would like to see Eric Young get brought back down to NXT because that would make all the sense in the world. Just because Undisputed Era attacked him first. But or EC.
Oh yeah, true. Right, on Raw.
No, they attacked. No, I'm saying when Eric debuted in general, Eric Young, remember?
True, right.
Attacked him after he won the NXT tag titles, so that would work.
Oh yeah, true. When they first showed up, yeah.
We do if I could put someone else down from Raw, I would do EC3 because that was like EC3's last match before he went up to the main roster was against Adam Cole, so that would work. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go on a limb. I don't know if he's gonna be recovered yet. The Velveteen Dream, since he was attacked by the Arrow.
No, he's out for a while. That ain't happening. He's got a fucked up back, man. There's no way he's coming back. Mike, who would you pick in this? Because this is kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Like out of that NXT roster, or even from the main roster to bring back down from NXT, who would you pick?
I'd pick Joe, but that's me.
Yeah, he won't be. He's not going to be recovered till December though. So
yeah, that's fun. That's fun.
What about Kevin? What about Kevin Owens? He doesn't want to be on Raw anyways, and
not a lot of people want to be on Raw anymore. Let's be honest, because
he's been the most vocal about it though.
Yeah, but they're never going to do it because Kevin's too fucking popular on the regular thing anyway. I would say...
So was Finn Balor.
Again, was he really that popular though on the main roster?
I mean, he's no more popular than what Kevin Owens is now.
Yeah.
Completely fucked his push-up.
You can't fucking push up. It's easy. You put your hands on the ground and then you lift your body.
Push up. Anyway.
I'd like to see Rude come back, but I know that's not going to happen. Nakamura would be perfect, but no.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem, is that a lot of the guys that are on main roster to come down won't work. Yeah, most of the people
they're feuding with NXT too, a lot of them. So
yeah. And I don't want to see. You could do Seth Rollins, but I don't want to see Seth Rollins really wrestle ever. So, till he gets his attitude under control.
No, what he should do is realize that he's married and to a woman he's only been dating for about less than a year.
Yep.
And needs to get his shit together because the divorce rate in America is very,
very
high.
Listen. I blame. I'm sorry. I love Becky Lynch, but I blame Becky Lynch just as much as Seth Rollins more than anybody else.
I'm not saying that she's not at fault as well because his ego got worse as soon as he married her. But
well, they're not married yet, but I get what you mean.
They're engaged. That ain't gonna last another year. I'm telling you right now. Not with the way Rollins has been acting lately, compared to Becky.
It's because he's all full of himself, dude. He's got the Triple H bug, but Hunter had the fame and didn't let it get to his fucking head.
Yeah.
Where he had the fame and it's like straight into his brain. But if you've seen his decline.
Fuck it. I know who you put in.
Go for it.
Who?
William Regal. Honest to God, he's the only one that makes sense.
Can he still go?
Yeah. He ain't injury prone, I'll tell you that.
Well, unless Finley.
Yeah, but that's Finley.
He's
the only one that makes sense. Who else has been having so much problems with the Undisputed Era other than Regal?
Yeah.
I mean, look at the chaos they've ensued in WWE. Not just in NXT. I mean, they've injured Velveteen. They were semi-responsible for the injury of Gargano. Yep. They've been pretty much just taking out everybody and anybody that they want. You know, it's like Regal can't even get control of his own show. Who else makes sense other than Regal? Honest to God. No one else would make sense.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you put them in that War Games match, you're kind of fucked. Like, who was going to fit in that role? You know?
No, that's a fair point.
William Regal's like the only one I think that makes sense out of this. So.
I
doubt they'll do it. But that's like the only person I could think that could actually join Ciampa's team. I think he's the only one.
I have a feeling that, let's be real though, the one they come up with I feel like won't be bad.
It won't. I don't know. Yeah. Like I'm having trouble finding which one would make sense.
Yeah.
Like who would make sense realistically?
I wouldn't complain if it's Isaiah Swerve Scott gives him a nice showcase, and he's kind of
but again, doesn't make sense. He's really not feuding with the era.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, unless they want to get crazy and we find out the whole Jordan Miles thing's a work, and he ends up.
God. I hope to God not. I would shut the show off immediately. I would shut the show off immediately and never watch NXT again if they bring him back and it turned out that whole thing was a work. I'm serious.
It's Joey Ryan. He's the
yeah, no, then I never watch NXT again.
Yeah.
That's beside the point.
All right, so next but by the way, this segment though and like the match was all like a thumbs up. The match was like
100% thumbs up. Yeah.
The match was a 4-star match. It was an awesome match.
Yeah, match was 4-star. Would have been like 4.25 if the crowd was lively, but I can only imagine they were exhausted after screaming their heads off for that segment in Angel Garza's match.
Well, that's what brought me down to 3.25. I would have given it 4, but I'm like, God, the crowd's fucking killing this match, though.
Yeah.
Is it really the crowd's fault?
Not really, because that's the problem with NXT is that they blow their load way too fucking fast.
Yeah.
So then next, we already kind of we already went through the Jessamine Duke stuff where they were laid out. We already went through that.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck.
Then we had the next match. It was Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Bronson Reed. This match was very good. Bronson Reed just immediately just starts taking down
my boy. I have a new nickname for him, Owen.
What's that?
Happy Meal Chungus.
Oh yeah,
he's Happy Meal Chungus.
We need to see him go against Big Chungus.
It's gotta be who's the hugest Chungus.
Big Chungus.
I know there's.
I think it's Big Chungus.
He's dead.
No, value size Chungus is Keith Lee. Happy Meal Chungus is Bronson Reed. Big Chungus is AC Romero.
Yeah, that's a bit that's a triple threat match we need.
What about Final Chungus Mastodon?
Big fan favorite.
But Bronson Reed is just destroying Isaiah Swerve Scott in the beginning portion of this match. He actually sits on him at one point. He gets him in a crossface, which was awesome.
That was brutal, yeah.
Isaiah Swerve Scott starts taking him down with quick moves. He hits like 3 suicide dives in a row. He hits the Torpedo Hero on Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed hits a wicked power bomb. A high cross body, which was pretty goddamn impressive. Isaiah Swerve Scott hits a long blow out of the corner. Bronson Reed goes for a tombstone off the second turnbuckle, which I think he's going to hit that one day. But Isaiah Swerve Scott counters it. He tries to counter it into a triangle choke, but Bronson Reed gets out of it. But then eventually, from out of nowhere, he hits the Swerve's house.
Apparently it's what are they calling it now? Because the house, because Morrow called it something different this week.
Maybe the House of Swerve or something. I don't know.
I thought that's what it was called, but he called it something entirely different. Yeah. I have to go back.
But Isaiah Swerve Scott wins, which makes sense. I was okay with that because they're pushing him to the moon.
Swerve is, this is what I have to say about Swerve, and this is probably very high praise, but he reminds me of like a younger he's a younger Booker T, but like with more swagger.
Yeah.
I really like Isaiah. I think he's gonna be he'll I mean he won't be a star on the main roster because who the fuck is, but he's gonna be huge in NXT. He's already getting out over
main roster.
Huh?
If your name is Seth Rollins, you consider yourself the star of the main roster, yet that's completely untrue and unfounded yet.
Yep.
Can we just I just don't want to talk about him.
I've done my research, and I can tell you that he is not the big boy on campus anymore.
I want you I feel like we're on the subject. What's the research that you did?
Oh boy. As we can see from the graph, James, when you're editing this, just put up some fake ass graph that just has
God damn it. I'm not gonna keep putting up graphs. Fuck you.
No, we need the graph.
Listen, if we're talking about his peen.
No, we're not talking about his peen.
Well, I mean, apparently his peen's only 3 inches, so.
That's a pie chart. Because that's what Becky's going to want to have.
Pie chart.
But.
I mean, at least you're generous of giving him the extra, like, 0.14 inches.
No, I'm giving him a pie chart because that's what Becky wants to have fill her up instead of him.
Ooh.
Christ. Ooh.
That was salty.
I want fucking pie now. Damn it.
But in any case, Seth has. If you want to see Seth slowly but surely like run himself into the ground, just start from when he left the Shield to now, and then you can go, oh yeah,
I wouldn't say that. I would say when he beat Lesnar at Mania. When he beat Lesnar at Mania until now, that's when it really went downhill.
It's as soon as he left the fucking Shield. I'm gonna be honest, because that's where his whole personality starts shifting. I'm the greatest of all time. Nobody can fucking beat me. And he loses every couple weeks.
Who cares? I don't want to talk about him. I want to talk about Isaiah. I actually care about him.
But the match between Isaiah Swerve Scott and Bronson Reed was very good. I gave it 3 3/4 stars. Very good stuff. What do you give it, James?
I enjoyed it a lot, actually. I'm gonna give it 3. I'll give it a 4. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought this was a good match, and I really like Isaiah. I think he's gonna be a hell of a star. And of course, my boy Happy Meal Chunkus is in there, so
yes.
I was already gonna rate it higher for that.
What are your thoughts on his cardio? Great cardio.
Definitely better than Ono's. I mean, that's not saying much.
James, listen. His cardio is at least 6 Big Macs out of 10.
Yes.
Mike,
I feel like he eats Big Macs, he gets better cardio. When Cassius Ono eats all the Big Macs, he has less cardio.
No, when Cassius Ono keeps eating Big Macs, James keeps complaining that he doesn't put on a shirt.
Well, he has a shirt on right now, so that's the one redeeming quality. But his thighs are still out and they're weird, and I don't want to see him anymore.
Dude, it's called he needs to start doing crunches. What?
Yeah, I know.
I'm glad Mike's in on this show because I wasn't sure if you've even seen a Cassius.
Oh, Mike knows my hatred for Cassius.
I know Cassius, my dude. I know who he is, and I don't care enough about his existence.
Remember how good he used to be before he decided, I just want to get fat and be lazy.
Hey, listen, you want to get fat and be lazy, so why can't he be fat?
But I'm not in the ring.
You were once.
If I'm going to get fat and be lazy, I'd be a fucking manager.
But, James, you were in the ring. There are pictures of Facebook, on the Facebook of you in the ring.
Ooh.
So you were...
yeah, true. Oh, yeah, but that was just me being a goof.
Guess what? Go fuck yourself.
I'm not a pro wrestler. And it doesn't mean I was wrestling in front of a crowd.
In your head, you were.
Mike's.
Well, yeah, but that's because I'm a fucking fan. Everybody thinks they're wrestling when they're fucking in a wrestling ring. Come on.
Mike's sticking up for Cassius Ono.
Somebody has to, for God's sakes. All you guys do is shit all over him, yet he's an incredible
He's a prick!
So are most people.
All he does is fucking eat catering all day and pretend he knows how to wrestle. All he does is wrestles.
So he's Fat Randy Orton?
Yes.
What's the issue with Fat Randy Orton?
I have a lot of issues with Fat Randy Orton. Because at least Orton is like, has good cardio and he can actually have a good match with anybody if he actually puts in the effort. The difference is he doesn't want to because fuck main roster.
But you just admitted that Cassius Ohno's Fat Randy Orton.
Yeah, but not because he's like Randy Orton. It's because all he does is he's a lazy prick, eats catering, is like, I don't really want to do much of anything. So, dude, he gets gassed running the ropes. Go watch it if you want to fucking defend him to me. He gets gassed running the ropes 3 minutes into the match.
But James,
and he's puffing and puffing.
James, explain his gimmick to him too. What his gimmick?
Yeah, he's the wrestling genius. He's trying to be he's the wrestling genius over in the UK. He wants to be the greatest UK wrestler of all time, even though he's American.
Hey, that's okay, man. Some people have to cross the pond sometimes.
Yeah, well, I hope he stays across the pond.
So, you have an issue. Hold on, you have an issue with an American saying that he wants to be the greatest UK wrestler of all time. Yet this isn't a business where Muhammad Hassan, who was a fucking Canadian, said, "I am from the Middle East."
Oh no, I have a problem with that too. Of course I do.
This isn't the same thing where you had fucking Daivari every single week in the goddamn light heavyweight division.
Well, I'm not saying that. That's not my issue with it. It's the fact that he's just doing this gimmick because he's lazy and doesn't want to put in the work to actually have good cardio. That's why I have a problem with it. He's resting on his laurels. That's why I have an issue with him.
I just have to appeal to wrestling fans such as yourself. Guys that are, and I will say this because it's true, overweight.
I don't care. I'm not in the ring. I'm not wrestling in front of people.
You don't have to. That was his career choice.
Yeah, and I think he should stop.
Well, that's fine. But I will defend the man because, Jesus Christ, you would be the first person to be like, dude, are you going to finish that sandwich?
I'll give a fuck. Yeah, and I know I would. I know I'd finish that sandwich if they won't. I don't give a fuck. I'm not in the ring. I'm not trying to fucking wrestle. I'm not out there huffing and puffing, getting gassed, running the ropes.
Yo, you just get gassed.
And so I have to stick with the cravat because I'm a wrestling genius.
I don't think you gotta change. I don't think you gotta change Mike's mind, James.
When James just won't admit that he's lost.
I'm not lost. I know what I said. I stand by. I'm not in the ring. Cassius Ohno is in the ring. Act like it, prick.
He is in the ring, and he does act like it. That's why he has an entrance, music, he does moves.
That's why he gets gassed. Yeah, that's why he gets gassed running the ropes 3 minutes in.
Hey, you know what? It's better than watching a Hulk Hogan match where he gets gassed 4 seconds in the match. Doing the opening spot of the match.
Yeah, but that's because he was old and everybody was saying, get the fuck out of the ring, you idiot.
James, we've come a long way for fat shits to be professional wrestlers, okay?
Listen, I have no problem with people who are fat that are wrestlers, okay? I like Bronson Reed. I like AC Romero. I like Kevin Owens. Those guys have cardio. Those guys work on their shit. They don't fucking huff and puff after running the ropes 3 minutes in. Cassius Ohno does. That's why I'm angry with him.
He's fine.
He's not putting in the work, plain and simple.
Just getting upsetty. Relax.
I'm not.
You are.
I will stand on this point that I think he needs to fucking either work on his cardio or get the fuck out of the ring, period.
No, I think that what he should do is go and work at McDonald's, but that's me.
I agree.
Because that way he can feed fat shits like you that keep complaining that he's bad in the ring.
I mean, I could just make my own fucking food. So
yeah, you say that, but then, dude, you say that, and then when the day comes, I need a Happy Meal. Fuck. You know what I'm in the mood for? Mike's Pizza.
I kind of am, man. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
So we finally found the biggest Cassius Ohno fan in the world right now.
Oh, I'm not the biggest. I never said that. I'm just saying it's like if you're gonna shit all over somebody, my God, have a real reason instead of he's fat, he gets gassed. Instead of at least he's got a good work rate.
He doesn't have a good work rate. That's the problem.
He's fine. Don't worry about it.
He has his last 2 years have been absolutely abysmal.
Dude, it's fine.
Because he gets gassed.
Dude, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Mike's no.
I can't wait till James gets to the point of I'm just gonna fucking mute him. I've had enough of this defense of Cassius Ohno.
I know, but I don't think he deserves to be defended.
I'm just fucking around more than I don't even care. I don't even remember who he is most of the time.
He's Chris Hero.
Until you get really upset and then just start breaking out.
All right, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. I forgot you don't speak the WWE language. He's Chris Hero.
Oh, I know. And I'm fine with Chris Hero. I don't speak that WWE trash. Because that's the problem, is that they won't tell him, hey, you need to get in the gym. That's their problem, not his.
Well, no, I'm not saying he has to get in the gym. I'm not even saying he has to lose weight. He wants to maintain his weight that he has. It's fine. What I'm saying is, at least have the decency to work on your cardio, bitch.
No, but what I'm trying to give you is an alternate train of thought. You can't blame him for his work rate because the company hired him based upon that work rate. I can't blame fucking EC3 to be a shit wrestler when he was in TNA. I can only blame the company that fucking hired him.
Well, here's the thing. You want to know what I noticed? He used to be called the Knockout Artist, right? But now he's a wrestling genius. Every little gimmick he's given himself is to do the least amount possible. And I've just realized that now. So.
Let's move on because we've been on the.
Anyway, your rating for Bronson Reed versus Isaiah Scott.
It was good. I'll give it a good 3.25.
There you go.
There you go.
Then we had a Kathy Kelly segment. She announces Finn Balor versus Matt Riddle for War Games the next week, which is this upcoming Wednesday. Adam Cole and Dominic Dijakovic are going to have a ladder match where the winner, their team gets the man.
Why are they having this mismatch?
I mean, I want to see it though. Are you really going to complain about it?
No, but I don't know. It's gonna be like, I feel bad for Adam Cole because he's just gonna get fucking murdered.
Maybe not. But yeah, whoever wins,
he's gonna do the time to fly slam. He's gonna do the time to fly and toss
like me. I just realized that wrestling fans need more of me in the world, where I'll just sit there and go, "That's not as bad as you think it is," and then we have James going, "Dude, fuck that cunt."
Well, with Cassius.
I mean, as I said, and I'll say this still, because I have no problem with the man. I've never really met the man. I know who Chris Hero is, and I think he's got a good work rate. But my whole thing with him is that I can only blame the company for how he is now, because they're allowing him to wrestle in this fucking condition.
Oh no, I ain't just blaming the company. I'm blaming him too. He knows what he did.
Yes, but they're not fucking telling him to change it.
I know.
But anyhow,
yeah, no, that is you're not wrong.
I'm fair. I am a fair judge.
But that doesn't mean he's not a lazy shit. So let's the brakes on that.
I'm not saying he isn't. I'm just saying the fact that the company is 100% responsible for him being a lazy shit right now, instead of saying, "You get the fuck."
They're both responsible. It's a 50-50 problem. So
the only person that's not responsible is Vince. He'll just say, "Take me to court." Oh fuck, he actually took me to court.
Anyway, that's beside the point. God damn it. Back on topic. Fuck.
But anyhow, yeah, Kat, she also announces a ladder match between Adam Cole and Dominic Dijakovic in a winner advantage match. The winning team will have the man advantage in War Games. So there you go. We know Adam Cole's winning because it makes no sense for the faces to have the man advantage. So
watch they'll do it.
They will.
You know why they're gonna do it, and I'm not. Everybody's like, "Oh, the face advantage can't have the advantage this time." I've never had a problem with it if you have two big guys on your team.
I have no problem.
In this case,
they
have two big guys on their team, so
I have no problem with it if you said that your team's evolution. That's when you get to go, "Oh, fuck the man advantage. We just now have to deal with the nonsense of them working together in unison." Like the hardest team to ever fight, like in a 1 versus 4 situation, or a 5 versus 4.
Anyway, that's beside the point. Next,
the Forgotten Sons had another vignette.
It was okay.
Nobody forgot them, so that's good.
I forget. That's what I said earlier today when we were talking about it. I went, "Watch, there's the one fucking person or the one team that I'm going to forget about. This is the one that I went, oh shit." They exist,
and their names are the Forgotten Sons. I feel like that's the meme.
Yeah,
they're supposed to be forgotten about.
Oh shit! I forgot they exist.
So then next, we were supposed to have a match between Pete Dunne and Killian Dane, But before the match happens, as Killian Dane's making his entrance, Damian Priest attacks him from behind and throws him off like the stage, went up the ramp most likely, and he doesn't really fall that far. Pete Dunne and then Killian Dane get into a blow, and Damian Priest kicks his ass. And basically, this was just a big blow with Damian Priest just kicking everybody's ass.
Oh my God, he was fucking great here.
Yeah.
He got over something fierce.
He hits the Torpe Kohilo over the top rope. It takes everybody out.
He hit the Splash Mountain first on using one of the security guards.
Yeah, that was awesome. And I loved it. Damian Priest. This was like one of those pull-apart brawls where someone actually got over in Damian Priest. And this was a nice way to build that triple threat match. And I was kind of wondering, like, I was looking at my phone and like since I DVR'd this, I'm like, this match is going to be really short, but this kind of forgave that because obviously since
we didn't have the match.
Yeah, so I was fine with this. It was a nice way to build up to a triple threat match. I hope they put like something on the line, like when it gets like a North American title match, or like when it gets like an NXT title match, just because it'd be kind of random to have a triple threat match if nothing was on the line, but.
Yeah, do me a favor. If you get an NXT title match, flip off Jordan Miles on your way out.
That'd be awesome. Oh, and who should win then too? Oh, but there's no one of Pete Dunne should win and do that.
Pete Dunne should win and do that. Hey, Jordan Miles.
The only problem is you'd have to do it off camera though. So, but I thought all this was effective. It. Maybe want to see the triple. I mean, I already wanted to see it anyways, but this made me want to see it even more. Mike, what do you think of this?
Am I going by star rating or letter grade?
Just don't letter grade it. Thumbs up it. Thumbs down.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. I mean, I've seen better work, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. What about you, James?
I enjoyed it. I thought it got Priest over like a motherfucker. I wish they'd just call him Punishment Martinez though.
No, you don't get the things you want in this company. You know it.
I know.
It's weird. For the longest time they were like using their indie names, and now they've kind of gotten away from that.
No, of course they're not using their indie names now because if the fucking guy wants to be done, he'll go straight to AEW.
Yeah, so.
Maybe in that regard, maybe that's why Jordan Miles did what he did. I think about it now, because maybe everybody should just do that. Because technically speaking, they can quit if they want to.
Don't side with him.
No, I'm not siding with him in that regard. I still think he's a fucking prick. I'm just saying, everybody did what he did by quitting on video. WWE can't say shit.
They can't.
They're classified as independent contractors, correct?
They have every right to. The only thing that they can't do is go against the contract specifically, so they can't like show up to other appearances and shit like that unless WWE's making some margin of profit. However, because they are no longer, since he's no longer working for the company, since he is independent contracting, which is why you don't do independent contracting with your fucking professional wrestlers anymore. It just doesn't work. He has every right to just say, fuck it, I'm done. Like, I'm terminating the contract.
So people could do what Jordan Miles did. I'm not saying Jordan Miles should have done it because, again, his reason was stupid, but other people could do it if they wanted to. There's no reason. Sin Cara did it. Mike Bennett did it. And now they might actually have no choice but to release him. And I hope they do, to be honest. But,
Then we had...
If you the person you have working for your company isn't making you the money that you're looking for, or if you're just not happy working there because something happened, which I agree that his reason's stupid, but I kind of agree with it to an extent for the fact that they allowed it to happen to begin with.
Look, I'll tell you why with the Jordan Miles thing, since we're on the topic. I will never agree with him because he was just, as I said, he's just like every other fucking Naruto fanboy that you and I have ever met, fucking Mike. Other than there are select few that aren't like that, but he's like that, where he was a backstabbing, conniving shit. And if he was really for the culture like you said he was, he wouldn't have fucking insulted Jay Lethal and called him Uncle Tom. So I'm just saying. He legit did that. He was like, oh, they're racist, but he insulted his own race and called Jay Lethal Uncle Tom because he was pissed off that he got a world title shot and he didn't. So
what you're saying is that petty shit is still petty.
Yes.
All right,
yes,
so
that's exactly what I'm saying.
James, go through the Mia Yim interview.
Mia Yim was like, I'm the baddest bitch in here and I'm going to win on the advantage. Fuck you.
Yes.
I don't really remember everything that what she said, but that's basically the gist of it. There you go.
They kind of like she was asked about who's possibly attacking the NXT Women's Division. She didn't really care about that. Honestly,
she didn't give a fuck. She's like, I have to keep looking behind me every 2 seconds.
And then one thing you forgot about: Dakota Kai comes in and
said she was gonna have her back and all that, and she did. Which okay, sure. Why couldn't
Dakota Kai just be the attacker instead? That would have made so much more sense.
Because WWE, because the main roster was like, we've built our roster so badly up. We need you guys for this year's Survivor Series. So here we are.
We had the winner. Then we had the main event. It was the winner's advantage ladder match: Mia Yim versus Io Shirai. This was an awesome ladder match.
It's fantastic. There was a brutal spot. So the first brutal spot of the match is a suplex by Mia Yim actually on Io Shirai. They both fucking take a nasty bump on this.
Yep.
Ow. Then what was the other thing?
I believe Mia Yim closes the ladder on Io Shirai's hand, which takes her.
Yeah, that happened too. And then Io Shirai breaks the ladder by smashing it over and over again on Mia Yim's back.
Yep.
And then while Mia Yim has the ladder, Io Shirai does a springboard drop kick, shooting the ladder straight into Mia Yim's face. She legit got gashed open off this. Referees have to tend to her and all that during the commercial break, and I don't even think they went to commercial break. No, actually.
They couldn't.
Yeah, so they were checking on her while Io was selling because she just gotten brutally assaulted before that. So that was nuts.
But then we have the finish, and pretty much Io Shirai is gonna climb the ladder and win. But then Dakota Kai comes out, she power bombs Io Shirai off the ladder, and she goats Mia Yim, and I was hoping she was going to turn and attack, Mia Yim. That would have been awesome. But then I was thinking it wouldn't make sense because why would she take out Team Baszler? But then I'm thinking maybe Baszler didn't really get laid out. Maybe her and Baszler are working together. And it would have been, let's be real, maybe it would have made sense, but it would have been better than who actually really attacked everybody.
Yeah.
Then, pretty much then Kaylee Ray comes out. She throws Dakota Kai into the post, and then she tips the ladder over when Mia Yim's climbing it. She falls through a ladder, and then Io Shirai grabs the if they had a briefcase or a contract, I guess you can't call it. Did they call it briefcase? Because if they did, then I'm calling it a briefcase.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah. And we find out that Kaylee Ray is going to be the final member of Team Baszler. And James, I spoiled this by accident because I didn't realize he didn't watch NXT. But now let's be honest, Kaylee Ray was the most over here that she's been an entire tenure in NXT UK.
Holy shit.
It was like.
You want to talk about how, again, we've talked about how NXT is just like main roster booking, but here she looked like a megastar.
You mean UK, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. In NXT UK, she looked bad, and then in NXT here, she looked fucking great. So
to be real, I'd have her lose the championship and just go right to NXT.
Yeah.
But afterwards, Shayna Baszler comes out, and Bianca Belair standing there, and then obviously the Bayley thing happens. We already talked about that. But I liked the ending of the show up until the Bayley part.
You know what I don't understand?
What's that?
Where
the fuck's Candice LeRae?
She was laid out too.
No, I'm saying in the War Games match.
What do you mean?
I still don't understand why she's not in this somehow.
She is in the War Games match.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Candice LeRae. The only one that's not in it is Dakota Kai.
Oh, okay. I thought she wasn't for some reason.
Yeah, she's in it.
All right, good. So I thought she wasn't permanent. But anyway, okay. So,
I really like this show, though, minus the Bayley stuff. I like the ladder match. I liked everything that they did building up the men's War Game match and Balor versus Riddle. I like the opening match. And, just everything. If I had to grade this show, I might be unpopular, but I thought it was better than AEW, mainly because of how AEW finished. But so I'll give it.
I don't agree with that.
But I'm gonna give it a 8. I'm gonna give it a 95 out of 100.
I'm gonna give it a B plus, 89 out of 100 because, again, the beginning portion where like Angel Garza is a face, but then goes back to being a heel, like that's schizophrenic to me. And then
I'm gonna have to give it a B because I was like, halfway through, I got kind of bored.
So it's a B, like what percentage?
Like 80.
That's an B minus.
Yeah.
A B minus?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, is it B or B minus? Because if you're B, I'll just say 85 out of 100.
Yeah, I'll say 85 out of 100. It's a B. It's about
okay.
That.
I mean, I don't know. Like this week felt like it lacked. I mean, I don't know why. Here's why I don't agree with it, Owen, with your statement. That Xia Li match really took a lot out of this fucking show. And that whole Bayley thing just also did. So.
I can understand
like,
that.
I feel like there was more bad on this show compared to AEW, I thought. AEW had like one bad thing on it. That's about it.
And then let's talk about All Elite Wrestling. We had AEW Dynamite episode 7. We had Cody Schiavone, Jim Ross, and Excalibur on commentary. The second best commentary team in all of professional wrestling.
Yes.
What's the number one?
Morrow, Nigel, and Beth.
Correct. That would be the Japanese commentary team.
That much.
I don't listen to it that much.
Language. You don't need. It's for the hilarity. You don't need to understand the language. You just need the hilarity of the memes of how overhyped they get about everything, including rest holds. It's the
so
best.
We're talking about the Japanese team in WWE or in New Japan.
In New Japan, because the Japanese team in WWE suck mega donkey balls.
What do you mean?
How do you know? You never listen to them.
Listen,
Funaki, man.
Yeah, great. Kung Fu Naki, great. I love that gimmick. No, I don't. But come on, it's New Japan. That's some of the best commentary you'll ever get because it's the memeiest commentary you'll ever hear because we're Americans and we're idiots.
Very breaking.
Anyhow.
It's a spinal buster!
It started out with a video package showing everything that happened at Full Gear except the unsanctioned match, which I actually kind of liked. I like that little touch because technically that wasn't part of the show. So,
and also they couldn't actually show video of it because it's TNT.
Yes.
Because fuck you, hard to see it.
Then we had the intro, which was different this week. They had some different stuff in it. So when intros are different, we talk about them. So, and then, James, you can take us through this. We had Kenny Omega's health status.
Holy shit. So
he's fucked up.
They do show the unsanctioned match, but what they do is they show pictures of what they did.
Yep.
And I called it. I knew he did not land on his shoulder. I found out more on it. That was from the Phoenix Splash. He went face first into that fucking wood. Got a big ass shiner on his eye, and it looked so. Oh God! And I was determined. Was it makeup? It couldn't be makeup. Like, he got fucked up bad, and yeah, he had like scars on his back, skin, like dried up skin from the barbed wire still hanging off his back, and like, ugh.
Mama gotta get me some tweezers.
Yeah, right. And Michael Nakazawa and Riho are with him too when he's getting this update, and
which means when is the point that Michael Nakazawa just goes, "I love you, Kenny Omega," pulls out the bottle from his pants and starts covering himself while he's trying to go for the hug.
Gross.
Did you guys ever see the Being the Elite? Did you see the Being the Elite episode where we went to Mexico and he found out he was gonna have security, and then when he puts his hand on like the doorknob to the hotel room, it's all covered in oil, and he finds out that it's Michael Nakazawa. So,
what the hell's this? Oh, son of a bitch!
Yep.
But anyway, no. So Kenny Omega's really pissed, so he's not going to be able to like compete for a few weeks now.
I think they said this week, but yeah, definitely a few weeks. Yeah, it was nice.
He looked so fucked up, man. You can't. He's got to have that looks like a broken eye socket.
No, he can't.
Not just a black eye. That looks bad.
He wouldn't be able to see.
I don't think he can see out of that eye right now.
Yes, he can, dude.
Kenny, he looked fucked.
Well, he was able to follow along with.
Probably has.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah.
He probably has a concussion, like a very minute concussion, but he's got something.
Well, yeah, no, he's not allowed to come back, and he's really upset about this, and so. Yeah. Then after that, it goes into the Jon Moxley entrance. And
so yeah, we had Jon Moxley. I like how he comes out to the crowd now. I like that.
Yeah.
And he wrestled Michael Nakazawa. We knew he was getting squashed because he got no entrance. But I like the way this was set up. Michael Nakazawa, because he's in a serious mood since his friend Kenny Omega got taken out. He doesn't even want to do the comedy with the oil. I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah, he just threw it away.
To be fair. Yeah, Michael Nakazawa might have my favorite method to deal with a whole bunch of guys in a Royal Rumble ever.
Same.
Cover yourself in oil. Dude, who the fuck?
Yeah, but he didn't do it this week. He didn't care. He just wanted to beat the shit out of Moxley.
He should have just done it though, because Moxley takes him out with a clothesline and hits a paradigm shift for the win. So he should have just done it.
Should have
done. Then Moxley gets on the mic and he's just like, "So that was fast, huh?
Yeah.
Does that count as a win?" And he just goes off and he's like, "Kenny Omega, I have a lot of respect for you. You have a lot of balls to do the thing that I don't think anybody is ever going to want to do with me again. At the end of the day, I'd love to know if there's anybody with any balls to fight me. And the minute anybody ever does, you just let me know." He kind of drops the microphone and, that's it.
Can I send in a video going, "I'll fight him"? Fucking fight him in a match. But we're doing an ECW hardcore.
Simon Miller tried that with Seth Rollins, and it didn't work.
He also did it with Sami Callihan. That didn't work either.
No, I thought they're having a match. I believe.
Yeah, but I'm more successful.
I wanna see it. I like Simon.
But anyhow, Simon Miller got to wrestle in a cave.
He wrestled in a cave? What?
Yeah, they had a wrestling show in a cave.
That's new. Who the fuck? Where did he find Bruce Wayne's house? That's new.
That is
wrestling they were wrestling for Wayne Enterprises for charity.
But anyhow, I even love to when Moxley said to, like, if you are going to wrestle with me, make sure you hug your loved ones goodbye because you're never coming back. So basically, he says he's going to murder whoever he wrestles.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, that was cool.
I want to sign up for this one.
But the match is 3 stars. Michael Nakazawa, I hope, hugged his loved ones because he didn't last long. So
don't put oil when you hug your loved ones unless you're into that kind of thing, Michael.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if his family does it? That'd be fucking hilarious.
Oh man,
it's a lube tree.
Did you guys ever see that? It was the same. It was the same Being the Elite episode when him and Kenny are hanging out, and watching like girls do yoga and stuff, and he's just covered himself with oil as he's doing it and working out with them. It was pretty damn funny.
Can he please do a thing where it's just him and Kenny, just like having a discussion, and he slowly takes it out and puts on his chest and slowly rubs it, just so that way it's awkward and hilarious.
Where was the world come to where we just want men now to put oil all over themselves? Like,
Jesus Christ!
Because he's Michael Nakazawa, he can get away with it because it's fucking hilarious. The fact that he does it.
Anyhow, let's get to the next match on the show. It was the Dark Order versus Jungle Boy, and this match was very good. Jungle Boy.
It cut out when you said Marco Stunt, by the way. So.
Well, it's Marco Stunt. I don't know what happened there, but
not a lot of people do.
Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt start off with nice high quick offense to take out the Dark Order. One thing too, Grayson's just Grayson now. They took out the name Stu, which I really don't have.
I don't have a problem with. Everybody's like, why are they getting rid of names?
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody's going to be fearful of Stu Grayson. Grayson, you might be able to get away with it. Yeah. Sure. Stu Grayson.
But what if his name was Dick?
Dick Grayson. Shut up.
But then Chris Dodd suggested just name him Stu, but Stu is not an intimidating name to be in the
imagine him wins the world title. Justin Roberts just announces him, your winner and new AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Stu!
It's me, I won, yay!
And then he suggested, Chris Dodd suggested call him Evil Uno Dos, but I'm really not a fan of that either.
Evil Dos.
Not a fan of that.
Because then you have to have Evil Trace, and then Evil Cuatro, and then Evil Cinco, and then Evil Seis.
It would work better too if he's not a luchador dressed up in a mask either, so it really doesn't work either. So
yeah, exactly.
Dressed in a mask.
But yeah, so the Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt though, I had nice high quick offense to try to take out the Dark Order. I like the spot where like Evil Uno tries to cheat and Marco Stunt sees it coming and he just gets down right in his face. But then it costs him in the end because he hits a wicked Grayson hits a wicked drop kick right in the back of the neck. So that was cool.
He's gonna get hurt. That's the one thing I am worried about with Marco. He's so small. He's bound to get hurt.
But then the Dark Order get the heat on.
They hurt.
The Dark Order get the heat on Marco Stunt for a long time. Marco Stunt though was taking some crazy moves, doing like that split screen commercial. He took like a high cross, like right into the turnbuckle.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like, this guy.
They did like a reverse back suplex and he landed right on his face. He's gonna get hurt. Then Jungle Boy gets the hot tag. There was a bot in this match, but I thought they saved it when Marco Stunt tried to do the missile drop kick, but he falls at first. But I thought they did a good job covering it.
I enjoyed the way they saved it.
Yeah. But then eventually the Dark Order win with the fatality on Marco Stunt.
Yeah, no, it's not just the fatality. First, Evil Uno grabs Stunt and hits the fucking Bane backbreaker, the Nightfall they call it, where he
I thought that was I think that was Grayson. It was Grayson that.
It was Grayson. Yeah, Grayson just elevates him and smashes him, and I'm like, ow.
Yep.
What the hell? Why didn't that just end the match? I think he did the died. Okay.
But none of that matters. None of that matters. This match gets 3 3/4, but none of that matters now. None of that matters. The style rating means nothing because afterwards the Dark Order try to get Marco Stunt to join them, and then it gets better. It gets even better. They beat down Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt. Then it gets even better. We finally
specifically. Hold on, because I know you're happy, but we got to talk about the promos. You raise your promo before you.
No, we don't need to. We don't need to.
Yeah, we do. Evil Uno talks, and he's good. I gotta talk about it.
It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't. Because then we had to be. I mean, it doesn't matter. Then we had to be.
I will fight you on the street.
Then we had the return of the dinosaur. We finally see everything that I was mad about with NWA Power, Impact, meant nothing because then the dinosaur finally returned. Luchasaurus is back, baby.
What's his form? Can he please be his finisher? Please be called the Luchasaurus Rex.
Well, apparently, I think one of his maneuvers is the tail whip.
Well,
which is that kick he does.
So yeah, he hits a wicked big boot stomp right to one of the creepers, and then he just throws another creeper, and then he hits this wicked headbutt right in midair. And because he's a dinosaur and he's got horns, it hurts. Then
our suspension of disbelief as wrestling fans is retarded. I swear
I love this though. This is so cool.
Stupid, I swear.
But then he hits the tail.
Listen, man, his children are in danger.
Yeah.
They don't exist. They're extinct.
No, I'm talking. Marco Stunt and Jungle Boy are his children.
Yeah.
What?
He adopted them.
Yeah.
What? Where's the comic book with this backstory? I need to read it.
It's coming
it's called All Out. He adopted Marco at All Out, and then he adopted Jungle Boy before that.
Yeah. So then he hits the tail whip, taking out all three creepers, and then the Dark Order are all scared, and Evil Uno leaves, and then he just beats the crap out of Grayson and hits a chokeslam on him. Everyone's gonna say, "Oh, it makes the Dark Order look weak," because they ran away from a
dinosaur.
fight. Yeah, it's a dinosaur.
Yoshi got mad.
This was awesome. This is like if I had to. We don't do anytime Luchasaurus is there. Instead of doing style ratings, we do dinosaur ratings. This is like 28 dinosaur ratings. This is awesome.
Owen.
Yes.
You know when you said we can never break the scale. Dad makes a new scale so he can break it.
This is when it's a
scale.
When it's a dinosaur. Dinosaurs defy all logic. Luchasaurus defies all logic.
Except a creature that size cannot maintain homeostasis.
But James, how many? You could talk about the Dark Order promo now. Now that I got to talk about the Luchasaurus with John, even though it means nothing.
What's the point now? I wanted to talk about it before because he was actually good, but never mind.
When a dinosaur shows up, it doesn't matter how good your promo is. Dinosaurs trumps all.
If you listen, okay, let's go over the amount of nut shit that's in professional wrestling within a minute. You have shark boys, dead men that come back to life, Christmas creatures, dentists, fucking Repo Man dinosaurs, magicians, fucking clones.
Yep. Well, the Sin Cara one's not as goofy because at least,
that was goofy. That was goofy.
You have samurais. You have Mortal Kombat characters.
Yep.
Necromancers. Pyromancers. Wrestling's fucking wacky, dude.
But listen.
It's a dinosaur.
I want to talk about Evil Uno's promo. Not that it matters.
Oh, he got gimps because of Evil Uno. He's a gimp.
No shit. But anyway, Evil Uno gets on the microphone. He's like, Marco, you did fairly well. I could give you purpose. And then he's thinking about taking the creeper mask. And then Jungle Boy's nah, fuck that. And he just holds up the mask, drops it. He's like, no. And then Evil Uno says, that's good. That's fine. I respect your decision. Put him down. And then the fucking creepers attack him. And then the dinosaur.
All the dinosaur stuff happened. You could talk about it again because it's that awesome. So
you could talk about it again.
We're not talking about it for a second time, Owen. I know you like Luchasaurus. Pump the brakes a bit.
Yeah. How many dinosaurs do you give this, James? I give it 28.
I give this about. I'll give this 30 dinosaurs out of.
I'll give it I'm giving it 40 now. Then.
Fuck you.
40 dinosaurs now.
You don't get to do that. That's unfair.
I already gave it 28. It sticks.
All right, Mike. What did you think of all this segment? How many dinosaur? Well, wait the match. We forgot to wait the match too, and then wait. How many dinosaur?
I rated it. I rated it 3 3/4. I guess it was good.
Yeah. What are we gonna do if Luchasaurus is in a match? Do we do star ratings or dinosaur? We're gonna have to do both.
Obviously, it's dinosaur ratings. You fucking
don't know how it works. Owen, maybe you shouldn't do the system if you don't know how it works.
This is the first.
Right. So what do? We do this system or this system? Fucking pick a system, goddamn. Jesus Christ.
I have an idea. We'll wait the match, and then when and then we'll do the dinosaur system when it's Luchasaurus. But anyhow, Mike, what did you think of all this? What's the star ratings for the match, and then dinosaur ratings for
quality and overall design? I thought it was a good 4-star match, including the promo and including Luchasaurus. I thought all that was very good. All it does is bring up the match, doesn't bring anything down. And I would give this. I'm just gonna stick with my 4 stars. Fuck you, dinosaur rating.
No dinosaur ratings.
Why would I need a dinosaur rating? The match is fine the way it is.
I'll let it slide this one time.
I'll let it slide this one time.
You're not gonna do it.
I'm not gonna do it, Owen. I'm not being a part of your goofy system.
So do one of these.
This is communism. You do not get to just force a system onto people.
Yeah, exactly.
James did the dinosaur.
You know what? Fuck your fucking dinosaur. I'm going with Kirby ratings. I rate this 20 Kirbys out of 100.
20 that a Kirby made.
Oh wait, no, that's bad grade. I'll give him 20 Kirbys out of 10. Fuck it.
All right, so moving on though, get serious again. We had the next match. It was Shawn Spears with Tully Blanchard versus Peter of Avalon with Lima Beats versus Darby Allen. This match was really good. As terms of the in-ring aspects, it probably wasn't as good, but it was good to set up future stuff. So Darby Allen, he's so over now, by the way. This is like, he was like, the crowd was so
major pop.
And I guess that's what, as Chris Dodd said, that's what fighting Chris Jericho does for you. Because even though he lost, he still is majorly over. But yeah, he wants to fight Shawn Spears because Shawn Spears took out his friend, or like frenemy Joey Janela. And Peter Avalon's just gonna quietly watch this happen. He goes outside the ring, but when he realizes he thinks they're both distracted, he tries to go off the top turnbuckle and do some type of like high cross body, and
they just both move out of the way.
Jumping out the sky.
Yep.
Who's that jumping out the sky? The librarian Peter Avalon. Oh.
I never got that song with Rey Mysterio, by the way, but that's neither here nor there. Then Darby Allen and Shawn Spears begin to go at it. And Shawn Spears and Peter Avalon double team Darby Allen outside the ring. They throw him into the steps, into the guardrail. And then eventually, Joey Janela just comes up out of nowhere. He wasn't medically cleared to wrestle. And because of the power driver. And Joey Janela attacks Shawn Spears, and Shawn Spears takes off. And Joey Janela just looks into the camera and just starts freaking out. Then it just leads to a one-on-one match between Peter Avalon and Darby Allen. And Darby Allen wins with the coffin drop, which I actually like the way they did all of this. I thought this protected Shawn Spears from losing. He actually had an out to lose, and Peter Avalon really was just there to take the fall, but it doesn't hurt Peter Avalon. It doesn't help him either, but it doesn't really hurt him. And Darby Allen, I feel like, needed the win because James covered the promo that happens right after this because
he just gets on the mic. He looks into the camera, the hard cam. The crowd's going nuts for Darby because they want to hear what he has to say. And he just puts the mic up to his face and he just goes, Jon Moxley. The crowd loses their shit. I accept. Drops the mic. The crowd's going ape shit. We're getting Moxley versus Darby next week. Let's go.
And that was actually because it's NXT's go-home show for NXT TakeOver. I was going to watch NXT first next week, but this match alone is like, yeah, I ain't doing that now. So,
fuck that.
Omega, who's not a hardcore guy, gets into a match with Moxley, and it's great. Darby's going to be even better because it's the fact that Darby is smaller, so they're able to do way more stuff together.
Well, I think the thing you don't know is it's not a hardcore match this time. It's just going to be a straight-up one-on-one match.
It's going to turn into a hardcore match.
I could see that.
It's going to turn into a fucking hardcore match.
That could actually continue the storyline where the wins for Jon Moxley start to not count. So,
I want it to count though, because I want him to challenge Jericho next.
But I thought all of this was a thumbs up. I like the match gets 3.5 stars, and then I like.
Oh, you know what I just realized actually?
What?
If Moxley beats Darby, then he beats Pac, he's the number 1 contender.
Correct.
Oh shit.
All right, so yeah, Mike, what'd you think of all this?
Right.
I would give the entire situation a good, just a good thumbs up.
There you go.
There you go. I agree with that, to be honest. Because it really wasn't a match. It was more of an angle than anything.
Yeah.
It was literally more of an angle than a goddamn match. Although the match was
then we had another squash match for Nyla Rose. She just squashed Danny.
Oh my god, she looked great here.
Danny Jordan. She hits the
Can we talk about this? This is what we gonna call this female Chungus.
Yes.
Beating the fuck out of everybody.
She hits a Death Valley driver and a
female Chungus be Awesome Kong.
Oh yeah, true.
She hits a Death Valley driver and a Beast Bomb for the win. And she just very strong.
Her Beast Bomb is fucking devastating, by the way.
I give it 3 stars.
Yeah, it was good. I forgot who she fought halfway through, by the way, because she just dominated her.
I don't think Danny
wrecked her shit.
I don't think Danny Jordan got any offense in.
Oh, is that her name, Danny Jordan?
Yeah.
Talk about a jobber name.
Then Mike, what'd you think of the squash?
I give it 2 acorns out of 5.
Okay. Then we had a medical James, you could talk about all this stuff. A medical update for Dustin Rhodes.
So Dustin Rhodes is going to be coming back in 3 weeks' time, I guess. That's how long they're going to keep him out for.
Issue with that.
I'm fine with that. They're making the injury look legit. Cool.
Yeah.
Because it was legit.
I don't think it was legit, but it looked legit. So they have to make it look legit. So I thumbs up with that.
What do you think? I feel like he tries to get revenge on Jericho or Hager when he comes back.
Yeah, but then there's also
you don't want to get revenge.
There's also family. I have the question of questions here.
The question:
would MJF and Wardlow be a part of the Inner Circle now?
We'll talk about that in a second.
Because that confused me. I hope they are, because I wouldn't mind it.
Now look, so the next segment I'll say before you break it down, James, I like the segment as a whole, but with the way the main event finished, you probably should have saved this for next week. I'll
tell you, I don't think it was this segment. I'll get to the segment that cost the main event time. But beside that, this segment was super good. Jericho comes out. He's ready to speak.
No. This isn't this one. This is Tony Schiavone interviewing Allie. This is the segment I'm talking about that should have been cut.
Yeah.
This should have been cut.
Yeah.
Well, okay, hold on. I think I know what they're trying to do, and I get why. It looks like that they have to rush, now the network has to go, okay, we're going to give them maybe an extra 15 minutes every night.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I think that's what the plan is, so that way they can get more time to do shit.
Yeah, but this ain't the way to do it.
But anyhow, James, take us through the Allie interview.
Allie says shit. She's like, "Hi, I'm here.
She talks
I wanna be the next number 1 contender." Lights go out. Awesome Khan Sting was already playing. Her Titantron was already playing, so you knew, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then lights go out. Awesome Khan's on the stage, and she just fucking steamrolls through the woman and
scalps her.
Brandy Rhodes scalps her, cuts a piece of her hair, gives it to Awesome Khan, and she sniffs it again. And
yeah. I mean, what I liked about this is it was continuity. Because it made sense after from Fight for the Fallen, and this was like one of the people that like Brandy Rhodes was like targeting, from like that vignette.
I still don't understand why Brandy's a heel.
None of us do. So
I want her as a face. It makes no sense.
Spoiler alert, she may possibly win for AEW Award Show. She may possibly win Worst Heel of the Year because she shouldn't be a heel.
Spoiler to the thing that's obvious.
Well, I mean, I haven't gone through all the nominations yet, so.
And anyway, this should have been cut. I agree with you.
Yeah, the segment itself wasn't bad. It's just should have been cut for
more time. Then we get to the next segment. Can I just go to it?
Yeah, it is the wait. Mike's gonna give his thoughts on the Tony Schiavone interview and Allie segment. By the way, I love how Allie talked about too how she was looking forward to being on AEW Dynamite every week, and now that's gone now because she just got obliterated. That was awesome.
Don't look forward to it anymore, bitch.
Yeah. Anyhow, Mike, give your thoughts on the segment.
I didn't much care for it personally. I was like, okay, this exists. That's all I had to say about it. I went, okay, it exists.
Yeah, it's insane.
I don't know why. I think I enjoyed it more because Allie got beat up, and I
enjoy it just because Brandy's cringe as a heel. To be honest.
Yeah. So
I do get that sick satisfaction of just seeing her like be a fish out of water.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I don't know. I for some reason I just love Allie getting destroyed. She seems I don't know. She seems like a nice person, but I just got some enjoyment out of her getting destroyed. I have no idea why. Just did.
Something terrible person. So something I have to keep in mind. Owen is a sadist.
Right?
Oh, you're nice. Go fuck yourself. I hope you get stabbed in the eyes with a pitchfork.
Oh, you smile? Fuck your smile.
Anyhow, let's.
You don't get any friends in this company.
I don't give a fuck. You think you want friends? Fuck your friends. I'll fuck them up too.
Anyhow, let's let's let James break down the
moonsault you to hell.
After moonsault. Chris Jericho promo. Take us through this, James.
Oh my god. Fuck. So Jericho comes out. He gloats about how he beat Cody Rhodes. He's the AEW champion, and Cody can never challenge him again. And he's happy about this. He's happy about this development. I am La Champion, and I still haven't received my thank you. Where's my thank you? I haven't gotten from management. I haven't gotten it from anybody. The crowd chants, "Thank you, Jericho." And he just goes, "I'm not talking about low lives like you."
Yeah.
And he goes, and then he just say, like, "I want to thank you for management. Go on, I'm waiting." All of a sudden, lights go off. Cody's theme starts playing, and it turns out to be MJF. MJF's coming on to Cody's theme song, and Cody, not even Cody. Sorry, I think he's Cody for a minute. And then MJF comes down, and he has the microphone. And holy shit. Yeah. Got major heat.
This might be a nomination for best segment of the year for AEW. It's really tough.
I mean, that's going through a lot of great segments. And all of them have to do with Jericho, by the way, or Cody or MJF. MJF just fucking destroys like the crowd. Yeah, it's like, what are you booing me for? If I didn't throw in the towel, your boy would be out of commission right now. You wouldn't be wrestling again. And you don't want to know the sad part about it is, he's the real villain. If anybody knows the real Cody Rhodes, you're looking at him. And then the crowd's just booing him. And he's like, he used a young MJF to do his bidding. And I got sick of it. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to throw in the towel. I'm going to do myself a favor. I can't even say this word for word because he's just too good. Yeah. Watch this for yourself. You want to see a good heel promo? You want to get legitimately pissed off? Watch MJF. He's great. He gets booed viscerously, and Jericho's automatically more over because of it. Because anything Jericho says, they cheer, and anything he says, they boo, until one specific moment. So MJF and Jericho start insulting each other. I can't even remember everything that they insulted, but they insult each other, and then eventually, like, you want to know who's the biggest jackass in AEW? Oh, you want me to tell you the biggest jackass in AEW? You want to join the Inner Circle? I don't know. You want to be in the Inner Circle? All this shit. And he's like, I'm going to tell you who the biggest jackass in AEW is.
One part of the segment that we should talk about is Jericho talks about, I'm the guy. The only you want to be me, and he goes through all like the old gimmicks that Jericho used to have that MJF is just copying, and then he says,
"Yeah, I know.
I think your parents felt kinky after watching me beat Huberto Guerrero," and then it gets better.
Thank God, already seeing Juventud Guerrero get his ass kicked by Jericho, so they had sex, and out came your little punk ass.
And then MJF no, it's more. MJF even says, "Who's Juventud Guerrero?" And then Jericho's like,
"Yeah." He just goes, "Who's Hoovy?"
Yeah.
This is amazing. I forgot he did that. So yeah, Jericho and MJF, it builds to this crescendo of who's the biggest jackass in AEW, and they both go at the same time. Cody Rhodes, and then they hug, and then they're the best of friends now. Taking a page, by the way, out of the Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho.
I don't have a problem with that though.
I don't either, and I can't believe they said the full name. By the way, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, so is he allowed to use his name again? Or
I guess he is now. I guess he is.
I'll have to wait a few more weeks because I don't want to be saying Cody Rhodes on AEW reviews because we don't want it. People get mad.
Did.
Huh?
You just did.
Well, that's because they did. So.
But you just said it. You just broke your own. You have broken your one rule.
Because they broke the rule first.
Don't worry about it. Maybe they can say it, but maybe they can't have it written.
Ah. Anyhow, James, continue.
Sorry, there's a lot of yelling going on. I'm scared. In the house, there's a lot of yelling.
Continue.
Anyway, so Cody comes out and he's hurt enough, and even though he's not medically clear to compete, and you could tell by the way he wasn't medically clear, that might have been part of the reason. By the way, great save by Excalibur when Cody bossed a power slam. It's because of his rib, which I highly believe, by the way, that he couldn't do the scoop slam on Jericho at first. So yeah, it was he comes out and he's just beating up on everybody. He's had enough, and then all of a sudden, out comes fucking Wardlow out of nowhere and waylays him with that lariat. I told you to watch out for that lariat. I didn't think he was just going to come out of nowhere and hit it. But there he is, and he hit it. Yeah. Fucking waylays Cody. I'm pretty sure he has another concussion, which might have been the reason why he even did it. He might have just done it because he knew he was going to. And then they do the hanging spot from Moxley Omega, where they, what did they even use? Did they use a tie?
Yeah, his tie.
Yeah, they used a tie. And then Wardlow's choking him, and then MJ is screaming at him, I'm better than you, Cody! I'm better than you! And I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah.
This is a little too real. Oh my.
I loved every second of this segment, and I just went through the UN Awards of the nominations I picked. I don't know if it's gonna win, segment of the year. It might be honorable mention though. Might be.
This is fucking great.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to the thing is too. I could start making this all now. AEW is probably just gonna have like segment of the year every week. And it's like we're gonna have to pick one. Thing is, we don't have a worst segment of the year yet. But I love this segment. There was a great way to debut Wardlow. And I love that he's with MJF. Kind of gives him, makes him look like the. That's why I don't know if they are in the inner circle, because it would kind of be weird because it kind of defeats Jake Hager's purpose to be in the inner circle because he's kind of the heavy of the inner circle. So if you have Wardlow be the heavy, I feel like you need it.
So my thing is, if you're gonna have two heavies, that's fine. But they need to be just that.
Yeah.
Heavy. Don't have them go for gold. They don't need to go for gold. They can be heavies. I have no problem with having 1 or 2 heavies in a group. I think that works. Like the funny thing is, who the problem is, I feel like Wardlow is so much bigger than Hager.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, he's massive.
And to be honest, I don't know if MJF's really with him yet. I think I could see him like working with them, but not in the group. Like when AJ Styles was like, we didn't really know if Aces and Eights if he was in it or not, but he would like work with them occasionally. So it could be something like that. Or yeah, just pretty much that. But I thought this segment was a home run. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was definitely a home run. I'm just going to give my rating quick, and then I have to go real quick. You guys can continue talking. I'll be back. But, yeah, no, this was a thumbs up, A+ segment. Actually, I'll give it I'll give it an A+. It's not an S because of the botch, but at least they covered it. But I'm giving it an A+. It was a great segment.
I'm okay with them covering a botch because at least they're able to cover it and it makes sense. They didn't make it some fucking stupid WWE. Oh, maybe his hand slipped. It's like, no, he's actually fucking hurt.
Actually, if that happened in WWE, they'd be laughing at it or something. They wouldn't cover it up in WWE. No one.
No, they just laugh, even though he's injured. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even we do our show. You have to cover up your athletes sometimes because if you don't, you're fucked.
Yeah. All right. So next we had Pac versus Heyman Adam Page. This was a rematch from Full Gear.
Obviously.
And Pac and Heyman Page. What's that?
That match was fucking great.
Yeah, I loved it. I feel like typically the typical complaint I have when the same 2 wrestlers keep facing off each time is they do the same moves in the match. I like that they change it up and they're not doing the same moves.
That's the whole thing. You're used to the WWE schlock every single week.
Yeah.
And they're not going to be doing that because neither of those athletes in the company or any of them will ever do that again because it's you want to see something new. They know the fans want to see something new. When you see the same shit week in, week out, it's like, then what's the fucking point?
But Heyman Adam Page starts aggressive on Pac. I could kind of tell this match was a little rushed because they wanted to save time for the main event. Because they a lot of the big moves like the buckshot lariat and that test style big boot will come in early. The Adam Page.
I love that I have fucking turned people into test fans by doing nothing.
Exactly.
Just saying the word test big boot, and it's like, yeah, it's true. It is a test big boot.
Heyman Adam Page hits 2 Ali Ha moonsaults in the match. Pac gets aggressive. He targets the back of Heyman Adam Page. He hits a wicked suplex in the ring. And he goes for that brainbuster on the outside. And this is what I like because they've wrestled each other before. Heyman Page knew to be ready for it, so he hits it himself. And then he hits the buckshot lariat. They try to do that spot they did in the match they had on the first episode of AEW Dynamite where Pac's distracting the ref and he tries to go for the low blow, but somebody just takes his head off with a wicked kick. And then eventually Heyman Adam Page ends up getting it, his leg pulled and he goes head first into the turnbuckle. And Heyman and Pac just stomps a mud hole right into Heyman Adam Page's head. And you think he has like some type of concussion. And then he gets hit with the black arrow right in the back. And then he gets hit with the brutalizer. And everyone's saying that he tapped, but he actually didn't tap. He just passed out from the pain. And Pac wins, which I'm fine with. It's continuing this series. And I have no issue with it. And I could see one more match happening. I think the next match is going to have some type of stipulation, maybe like a 2 out of 3 falls or like, a last man standing match to really put it into this feud. Because I feel like they can get away with having one more match. If they have another match after this, I'll be kind of like, okay, maybe it's starting to wrestle each other a little bit too much. But yeah, this was a great match. I give it 4 stars. I don't know if this is the best match they had. I enjoyed the match a little bit more at Full Gear, but
I really enjoyed this match. I'll give it a 4.
I think that the match quality is very impressive. And as Owen was saying, I'm glad that they didn't do the same fucking thing all over again. And they're finally doing the smart thing of, oh yeah, our athletes should learn from each encounter. That's why the win-loss thing's important.
Yep.
That's why, and I'll give a great example with it, is the Moxley and Omega match.
Yep.
Moxley was able to continuously reverse out of the one-winged angel, knowing that move ends you. No matter how you get hit by it, it ends the match.
And the funny thing is, they never even wrestled each other before either.
No. But that's the whole thing. I like that they're doing it like that now, where it's more the fact, oh yeah, I know who you are. Yeah. I've seen matches and I know what I'm going to be dealing with. Which is smart. That's how
before we continue, I found out what my parents were arguing over. It was politics.
I really wish you said Pokemon Go, because that's even more.
That would be hilarious.
I told you, Charizard beats all fucking grass types.
The match was great. I gave it 4 stars. James, what do you think of the match?
I rated like 4 stars. I enjoyed it. No, 4.5. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4.5. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Really liked it. Thumbs up. And I like Hangman and Pac. And yeah.
Well, obviously they're gonna have like a blow-off match. Do you think? Obviously, I think they should have a stipulation. I think 2 out of 3 falls are like some type of last man standing.
Yeah, I agree. I would do a 2 out of 3.
Yeah,
I don't think do a ladder match.
I don't think they've had a 2 out of 3 falls match in AEW yet. So there you go.
I say save the 2 out of 3. James and I have always talked about it, where you need to save your stipulations. Save your stipulations, because that way it has some weight to a match.
Well, I think it'd be fine to do it for this feud. Might as well.
I mean, they also threw out Joey Janela and Kenny Omega in a lights out match out of nowhere on AEW Dark. So
yeah, I mean, true. That was the build up for Omega and Moxley.
Mike, what was your star rating for this match?
I give it a good 4. I think it's a very competent match. It stands up on its own.
So usually
I enjoyed it.
So usually I go through the matches, but with the next match, and since it pissed James off so much, the main event, I figured, you know,
no, we gotta go. There's a segment you're completely skipping over, dude.
What's that?
The brawl.
Oh yeah, I forgot to write it down.
Jeez. All right. Well, let me cover that segment first.
Oh, no,
I might as well cover that segment because that's kind of the reason they want.
I know the segment. I can cover the segment. I just, you know.
All right, cover the segment then.
So, backstage, we see the Young Bucks and Pride and Powerful brawling. They, like, Falcon Arrow Santana through a table. And then Ortiz just dives off, like, this structure onto the Young Bucks, and they just continue.
Which I will say, the continuity here is good because it does make sense why the Young Bucks didn't come out to help Cody.
Yes. And, you know, then this is a way to utilize comedy in a serious segment in a good way. Nick Jackson and
Ortiz are Santana are brawling, and Santana throws him into the bathroom door, and it's just Orange Cassidy just chilling there, like,
yeah.
And then Santana's just like,
and he just closes the door,
slowly closes the door. And then it gets attacked by the other Jackson.
And it goes to split screen, and you still see the brawl happening, which I liked. I actually
so this part I didn't. I'll tell you why I didn't like this part. I enjoyed the brawl while it was going on in the screen, but the brawl went way too long.
I can agree with that.
You could have had a shorter commercial break, and then you could have saved this for your main event, and then you could have gotten shorter with the brawl.
Yeah, but they continue to brawl. They take out security guards. Eventually, Proud and Powerful get the upper hand, and they do that double power bomb to, I believe, Nick. No, it was Matt. It was Matt Jackson through the stage.
Through the stage, and this time they marked it, which I like that they're doing. And then Santana just goes, "These boys are gonna fucking die."
And then they try to do the same thing to Nick Jackson, but then Private Party and Brandon Cutler come out, and they attack.
They almost get into a brawl, and then the refs come out. I'm like, where the fuck were you before? You weren't doing shit before.
Now we're gonna get Private Party versus Proud and Powerful, which I'm excited about. So the brawl was good. I just thought it went a little too long, and you know.
And this is honestly just cut short to help out with the event.
Yeah.
Yes, then we have the main event, James. Now you can go through the main event.
So I've given them passes. Not giving them passes anymore. Shit needs to change with this. The main event was the Tag Team Championships. SCU versus Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho. Jericho and Sammy Guevara are going in undefeated as a team in this.
And it was Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky facing them since they're the champions.
Yeah, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky are facing them. Not only that, so they do the whole introduction thing.
Yes.
And then they also give SCU a promo. And at that point, I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You have no time to be doing this kind of shit right now. You have... So then they do that. Then they go to another commercial break, which, again, pissed me off. Because if you saved that commercial break before, you could have put it during the entrances.
Yeah.
You could have. And then you could have gone to Justin Roberts. And if they cut the promo, you could have gotten the entrances done. And then do the introductions. Then go to commercial and have a long commercial break. That's not what they did. Yeah, they're by the time the fucking bell rings, they have 10 minutes to get their shit done and get out. With you know, on time, on the airtime that they have left. I'm not even going to go over this spot for spot. There's no reason to. They had to rush through their shit most of the time. Jericho was like, what the fuck is going on? They asked that he realized, no, we have to go now. We have to go home now. So they had to do all their fucking spots in a rush fucking pace. And to the point where Jericho realized, oh my God, I have to take a fucking loss. Scorpio just pinned me. And he fucking pinned him in a roll up, and that was it. Jericho fucking lost. Took a pin because your time management is fucking garbage. I'm not defending it anymore, Cody. I'm not defending it, Tony. You guys need to do better. Do better. This unacceptable.
Or network for more time, which is what I would recommend.
Either that, or a lobby for more time on the network. But you cannot have this shit happen anymore. You just can't do it. This is unacceptable now.
Because now it just threw away.
No reason this needed to happen. Not to mention the fact you had plenty of airtime. If you'd have cut that fucking alley segment a little shorter, if you would have cut the brawl a little shorter, you would have had at the very least this match should have gone 12 minutes 50 seconds. At least. You give them 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Again, SCU fucking suffers. Why? Your tag team champions get the shortest fucking match in the main event. What the fuck?
Especially,
this is unacceptable.
You're missing the biggest thing. Chris Jericho's first pinfall loss had to be thrown away in this match. I mean,
they had no choice. They had no choice because they had to end the match, and SCU had to retain. There's no way Jericho was gonna fucking win it. Although at this point, I wouldn't have fucking complained because you would have had way more time.
Yeah.
I would have called an audible and just had Jericho and Sammy win it at that point.
I think too,
and then because you could have done the whole, well, they won't do the Freebird rule. Well, we can, and give it to Santana and Ortiz as a hand-me-down, which would have pissed off the fucking. It would have made sense to do that, but whatever. You did this, and I knew you had to because you couldn't have them lose the titles this soon. Do better. This is bullshit. I shouldn't have to feel anxious. I should enjoy the main event for what it is. I shouldn't have to worry about the fucking time. I don't feel that way when I watch NXT. And granted, yes, they have a 15-minute overrun, but even when they were at an hour, I didn't have to worry about this. When SmackDown had only a 2-hour limit back in the day, I didn't have to worry about that shit.
Yes.
Especially when I got smart to the business, I didn't have to worry about the time limit getting cut.
And Raw.
I get it. The company's only 7 weeks in on their television deal, but I can't use that as a fucking excuse anymore. They had time to do this. They absolutely misused their time.
Especially too because they've done several shows even before this episode too.
Yeah. This is not the first. This is not the first defense of this. This happened at All In. This happened at Fight for the Fallen, which we vehemently complained about, because that was actually for a charity, and they actually and they couldn't get all of their shit in at all, to the point where Cody got cut off on Fight TV.
Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky winning the tag titles.
Yeah, that got cut short. How many? Enough, and even the only time it worked, honest to God, the only time it worked was when they cut time short on Moxley and Pac on purpose.
Right.
That's the only time it worked. This shit can't happen anymore.
Yeah.
This shit can't happen. As Mike said, get a lobby for the 15-minute extra time, or just cut a fucking segment short and save it for Dark or something else. This is unacceptable. You cannot keep doing this.
Especially too, Chris Jericho's first pinfall loss, had to be thrown away, like I said, in this match, where Jericho could have still taken the loss, but he would have been able to say, I've never been pinned. Yeah,
100%.
So the show itself,
they had to rush it bad, dude.
Yeah. The match itself gets 3 3/4. It was still very good, but it was just it was insanely rushed.
It was insanely. It was so bad.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, that's another thing. It's like Sammy, I don't know what it was, but Sammy and Sammy and Kazarian didn't even care. I'm like, guys, fucking go.
Yeah.
You guys are the fastest fucking dudes in this match, other than Scorpio Sky. Fucking go. 100 miles an hour. They easily could have actually done this. And then Sammy could have been the one to take the fall. But they stalled way too long in the beginning portion of the match, and it fucked it up even more. So it's I don't know, man. I know I like the idea that it's not micromanaged, but I think as far as match time goes, I think it needs to be managed. It needs to be managed way better. And if that means you have to get JR involved, or if you have to get fucking Dean Malenko as an agent, as an actual agent, somebody for a match timing, fucking do it, because this can't happen again.
Yeah,
it looks so Bush League.
Let's get Mike's thoughts on this.
I wasn't super concerned about the entire match. I mean, I knew it was going to happen because I looked at the clock and I went, and here we go. But when it comes to quality, it's the best they could have done at the time. And I think that they should go with my idea on this one, is to talk to the network and say we need an extra 15 minutes every night.
Well, considering, I mean, they would have a reason to lobby for it, considering they're in the top 5 of highest rated cable shows.
Yeah,
they're their highest rated cable show on their network.
Yeah, but seriously, either do that or cut a segment short, because you can't keep doing this anymore.
Absolutely.
Because I won't defend you. I will rip them apart if they do it again next time. I'm generous right now. You may not look it, but I'm generous right now. They do this again, I will fucking rip them apart. Because this should not be happening, and it should never happen again.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like at least we're gonna get a good world title match out of it. But other than that, Oh
no, 100%. Scorpio Sky and fucking Chris Jericho is gonna be a hell of a title match, 100%.
But I feel like we could have gotten there a different way, you know.
Sure, but now that we're looking at it from a perspective of outside viewers. At the time, I think it was more the fact that, okay, we need to figure out how we're going to end this, and we are super, super fucking late on time. We obviously just crammed too many segments. It's a learning process right now. Because none of them
I'm tired of the learning process.
Well,
this has happened before, Mike.
I'm sorry to tell you, but that's how things work. Not everything is just done. You're telling me that Paul Heyman didn't have to fucking learn how to run ECW?
I'm not saying he didn't, but I'm also saying he at least was able to end the pay-per-view barely legal on time.
Yes, he was. And so were they.
I'm not, dude. I'm not talking about the pay-per-view. Their TV needs to.
You literally just said the pay-per-view barely legal on time.
Yeah, they ended their pay-per-view barely legal on time. So, if Heyman can do that, and Heyman can end his TV shows on time back in the day, and he was relatively new at that point, there's no excuse.
I'm not trying to make an excuse for them. I am physically saying that shit happens and there's not much that can be done about it. All they have to do is learn from the mistake, and then they should be golden. That's what I'm trying.
Well, I've given. That's what I said the first 3 times they did it. That's the problem. They haven't learned, Mike.
I'm just looking at it from an outside perspective of somebody who barely watches professional wrestling to begin with.
Well, I get that, and look, I get that, but I've been watching professional wrestling for how long now?
All I'm trying to say is, from somebody on the outside of the wall, I could look at it and go, I mean, yeah, it was rushed, but oh well, it was still a good match. I'm not gonna get pissed off and lose my shit about it. There's no reason to.
Well, look, I'm not getting pissed off because for no reason. I'm getting pissed off because I want them to do the best they possibly can. That's not the best that they possibly can do, because I know what they're capable of.
I think that I honestly believe that they rushed to TV too fast. That's why they rushed to TV too quick instead of coming up with a couple more pay-per-views and things like that to get a market going, to figure out time constraint and shit like that.
Look, if they need the extra 15 minutes, fine.
They should
lobby for that. But until they get it, they have 2 hours. They do this again on a main event, I will viscerally rip them apart. Because it should never happen again after this. This is the final time I'm even going to let it remotely slide.
15, no matter what.
I agree with that. I said that when they first started TV. There should be a 2 hour.
James, we said it when we were starting to do the booking for WYW. We needed 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, ours were going to be 2 hours 15 minutes.
2 hours 15 minimum. You need that in between time, so that way you can fill about 5 minutes of commercials in case if you need them. So that way you have a good break and you're gaining some money out of it. And on top of the fact is that when you do it, it's smarter. That 15 minutes is a lot. Doesn't seem it, because 15 minutes to anybody else is 15 minutes to most people isn't a lot of time. But when it comes to something like this, where 15 minutes can either make or break your main event, this is the time that 15 minutes should have been a primary. And this is the time that the network should absolutely give them the 15-minute time.
Yeah, 100%. They need to do better.
Professional
one way or the other. They either need to lobby for a 15-minute, or they need to just stick with what they have and stop overbooking shit.
We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens next week. If it happens again, I'll come up and say the same thing. I'll be like, guys, this is the one time you need to look at your thing and say, okay, let's look at the booking sheet. What can we get rid of that isn't important?
Like so
that alley segment should have been cut. Like if that were you and me, we would have saved that for our house show.
That's what Dark's for.
Yeah, that's what Dark should be for.
Dark should be primarily for, and this is my opinion, is extra story stuff that you cannot fit during the main event.
Right.
It's like that in between, like that mid-card match that you're like, okay, let's look at this critically. Is this super important right now compared to everything else? No, but does it need to exist? Absolutely. Okay, well then we'll have to do it like this then.
Which is what they've been using talk kind of for anyways.
Which is good. Which is what I give them credit for, because they found a different platform that isn't just WWE makes another fucking another goddamn flagship show that you have to watch and try to put your time into.
Right.
Yeah, they need to do better on Dynamite's time management, because like they're on TV now, boys. Like, you're on TV. This is the big boys. You need to start working. You need to start working to get better. And I'll tell you another thing that pissed me off about this, because I think the thing that sent me over the edge is when Excalibur literally said, if the main event goes overtime, we will show you the rest on YouTube.
I mean,
I'm like, fuck off. Like, no, I'm not. I refuse. Like, I should be able to see it for my own eyes on the television, on the network I'm watching it on right now. I shouldn't have to go to a whole other platform, you know?
The only time that you should have the excuse for that is we ran out of time with the pay-per-view that we're doing, so we're going to have to cut this match
I don't
short.
agree with it in any way, in any program whatsoever. I don't agree with it. I didn't agree with it when WCW did it with Halloween Havoc. I'm not agreeing when they do it here. I don't agree with it, period. You know? If it happens, yeah, you have no choice. But the thing is, it shouldn't happen. And I shouldn't have even had to say that on air. And even JR fucking groaned. And I don't blame him. Because I would have too.
And you probably did.
I said straight up the minute I heard that, fuck off.
Let's grade the show. I really like this show. I mean, I feel like this is probably the worst episode, but like it was still an awesome show.
It wasn't the worst episode. I don't even think it was the worst.
I mean, it wasn't terrible. I mean,
yeah, it was terrible, is what I'm saying. I really liked this show, though. I liked the Cody MJF stuff. I liked the stuff they did with Moxley and Darby Allen. I liked, obviously we had the return
and Shawn Spears, Janela.
Yeah, we had the return of a dinosaur on this show, and whatever grade I was gonna give this, when you see a dinosaur, it defies all logic. Yeah. So I'm gonna give it an A-, and I'll give it a 94 out of 100. So there you go. James, what do you give this show?
I'm still gonna give this a 96. I did enjoy this a little more than NXT. There was a lot more good than there was bad, I thought, because there were some things that I really couldn't stand on NXT, like the whole Bayley thing and the fucking the main like before the first match, Angel Garza's a face, but then a heel somehow, and then back being a face, and then what?
Right.
And actually having a gripe for a championship rematch and all this shit. It's schizophrenic booking with him, and then on top of that, the whole Xia Li match, like the second half of it was just god awful. So,
Mike, what do you give this? What do you give this show?
I'm gonna give it a positive 95. I'm not gonna go higher than that, because I feel like the issues that happen to be there are there and need to be discussed.
Yeah.
Depth than what we could possibly go over, but one can only hope that they realize from this point on that they just need to slow their roll a little bit. They're trying to cram.
Yeah, I love this show, and
the problem is they're trying to cram like 6 storylines into one episode, and it's just not. That's just not how wrestling works.
Right.
I thought they were going to be able to do it at one point because they had so much time, and then
they only have 2 hours. It's hard to cram 6.
Well, no, that's the problem. Right, there were so many ways we could have rearranged that to make it work. Like, if you and I were doing this would be no problem.
But again, that's you and I working on it together. We have fucking booked an entire year worth of shit together in about 4.5 months?
Something like that, yeah.
4.5 months, we were able to book a whole year of TV on top of side matches and pay-per-views.
Yeah,
because we're admin.
Yeah. Right. All right, so let's go through. We're going to update the win-loss record, and we're going to do another first. We're going to say the rankings every week. I'll say last week's and then this week's, but started with the win-loss record first. So, Jon Moxley is now 2-1-1. So yeah, that's good for him. Michael Nakazawa is now 1-3. Which I don't think Mike's happy about because he likes Michael Nakazawa.
Michael Nakazawa, but a loss is a loss. It's fucking Jon Moxley. I wouldn't expect him to win off of that.
Right.
I just want to point out, poor Michael Nakazawa has a loss to Alex Jabali.
No, he doesn't. That's the one win he has.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the one win. That's what I meant to say, and then I fucked it up.
You need to stop drinking. Your alcoholic policy is just getting too much.
I don't drink.
But then both members.
Is it no canon? You do now.
Both.
Right now I'm drinking the Diet Beps.
Yeah, you see, your alcoholic intoxication levels are becoming a skyrocketing problem in America.
But it's Diet Beps. It's not
to be stopped.
But then both members of the Dark Order are 4-2, so they're doing good. Then Jungle Boy has the worst record in all Elite Wrestling. He's 0-8. So
he gained 2 victories by beating 2 guys at the same time.
What do you mean? He's 0-8. He's lost. He has the worst win-loss record.
He does not have 0-8. Get it correct. He has 2-8 because he beat 2 guys tonight on his own.
Not in an official match, you fucking.
Then Marco Stunt is 0-6. I think he has the second worst win-loss record.
Maybe Marco Stunt shouldn't have been included in the Jurassic Express, huh?
Don't worry, he'll get a win one day. So.
And the only fucking win he's going to be getting is the win straight to the unemployment office. He can't get a goddamn win under his book.
Peter of Avalon's 0-4. I think he's not doing good either. Shawn Spears.
Peter Avalon's literally going to take losses for life, and he's just going to insult the crowd.
And that's
Shawn Spears' record's actually 50-50. He's 4-4. So, and then Darby Allen is
he's got a perfect win-loss record, 50-50.
Yep.
I'd rather be 60-40.
Darby Allen's
perfect.
Darby Allen's 4-3-1.
Somebody's fucking around to make that possible.
No, he really is 4-3-1.
God damn it.
Yeah. Danny Jordan's 0-1. I don't think she's ever gonna win.
Because she's a jobber.
We got it.
Oh, sorry. Hate to tell everybody, but you need jobbers on your show.
Nyla Rose is 4-3. So, yeah. And then
she's 60-40.
Pac is 3-2-1.
3-2-1. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, right. And then Adam Page is 6-4. And then Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. This is now the updated win-loss record, but it has been updated because we've been reviewing the shows weirdly. They're 9-3. They probably have the best tag team win-loss record. So, and then Chris Jericho, he's, you know what? The one victory that comes out of it, he still has the best win-loss record in all Elite Wrestling. So, he is 7-1, I believe. Yep, 7-1. So, he got his first loss. And then Sammy Guevara is 3-4. And now going over the ranking system. My phone may die before I can finish, but we're gonna try it.
Owen, it's called put your fucking charger in the wall.
I know, but yeah, but we'll have to abruptly we'll have to you and Mike talk about something while I get my charger. It's in my backpack.
All right, do that. So Mike, pretend like nobody's here watching us. When do you want me to? I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Dad's coming to pick me up because they're still arguing.
They're still arguing over politics.
I'm literally hearing them still argue over politics.
Dude,
yes.
I would straight up go down there and be like, "Hey, question for you. Is it almost 2020? Yeah, your political beliefs mean nothing soon."
Yeah, my phone just died.
God damn it.
So
I'll pull up the fucking ranking system.
No, I got it. I could just go on Instagram via my laptop because that's a thing for some reason.
Fucking go.
What do you mean that's a thing for some reason?
Dude, it's so that you can see hot e-girls, on Instagram in bigger picture.
Dude, ask for all the gamer girls bathwater on Instagram. It's obvious.
I think it's AEW Dynamite. It's on there.
It just gave me the face of, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I want to say, I wish I was making that up, but I'm not. That's how sad our society's become. Oh, food!
Yes.
All right.
I am a foodie, kinda.
Wait, did you say I am a foodie or a foodie?
I am a foodie.
To be or not to be? That is a question.
Well, right now I am now on Instagram, and I'm happy. So
Trust me.
It's AEW Dynamite YouTube channel. Oh, I found it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did not find it. He's lying.
So I'll go through. I like that they have the ranking system. I think it's cool. It's still in the early stages, so we don't really know what's gonna come of it. But I'm pretty excited about the ranking system.
I wonder what athlete's gonna be in their first double digits.
Well, I mean,
it's only the top 5, so where the hell?
That's actually a good question, Mike. I don't know.
Yeah, who's gonna be the first athlete in AEW to get double digits?
All right.
Jericho? Jericho will be the first one to get to 10 victories.
No, I think it's gonna be Jungle Boy because he's the closest one.
Jungle is the closest one.
He's 0-8 right now.
There you go.
Jungle Boy sucks.
Here's the ranking systems from last week. So number 1 was Cody, which made sense since he was the number 1 contender for the World Championship. They do say the champion's ineligible to be in it since they're the champion, which I think makes sense. Because you'd be expecting to be number 1 in the rodeo. So Pac's number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Heyman Adam Page is number 3. Kenny Omega is number 4, and Jon Moxley was number 5. That was last week's. This is for the main event division. The women's division was Emi Sakura was number 1. Number 2 was DMD, Dr. Britt Baker. Number 3 was Hikaru Shida. Number 4 was Allie, and number 5 was Nyla Rose. And then the tag team were the Lucha Bros were number 1, and the Private Party were number 2, which made sense because they had that triple threat match at Full Gear. Number 3 were the Young Bucks. Number 4 were the Dark Order. Number 5 were Best Friends. And now here's this week's. Because I don't really think we can comment on last week's because it means nothing now. I just wanted to make sure we said them.
If Jericho and MJF become a team, can they be called the Not So Best Friends?
Oh, that'd be awesome. All right, so here's the tag team rankings from this week.
I want at least 5% profit of the t-shirt line. Don't give a fuck. AEW owe me money. I came up with it first.
All right, so here's the tag team rankings from this week. So number 1 are the Lucha Bros. Number 2 are Proud and Powerful. Number 3 are the Young Bucks. Number 4 are Best Friends, and number 5 are the Dark Order. I don't understand why the Best Friends are number 4 because they didn't have a match this week, but it's whatever, I guess. And then here's the main event rankings.
Hold on, Owen. James, I can hear them.
I know. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Shit, my dude.
So Pac's number 1 So Heyman, Adam Page wanted to get further up the ranking system than Pac. That all went away this week. Cody's number 2, but that doesn't matter because he can never challenge for the World Championship again. So his ranking system means nothing to me. Number 3.
They're gonna pull some nonsense in like the next 2 months. I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Heyman, Adam Page just stayed at number 3, so he didn't move. Jon Moxley's number 4, and Darby Allen's now there. He's at number 5. I'm proud of him.
Good job.
I'm proud of him.
What are you, the fucking dad at his Little League game? Like, Jesus Christ.
I don't know why.
I feel like Owen's just secretly he's just like the typical dad. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, son.
One day, go to Darby Allen's house and be like, "Hello, son," and then Darby goes, "I'm fucking way older than you, though." Hello, son.
It doesn't matter, son. I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you, child.
I don't know why. I just want to show the wrestlers I'm proud of them for making it up the ranking system. So,
he's sad when they're not doing good, and then he's proud of them when they are doing good.
What type of shitty parents are you?
Owen's like the parent of ranking systems.
Well, the only time I'm not
now his new catchphrase: "I am the parent of ranking system."
Well, the only time I'm not proud is I get kind of happy when Peter of Avalon stays in the loss categories.
Yeah, because that's what your child fucking grew up to be a librarian. Good for you.
Yeah, right. Let me go through the woman ones, and then we can give our thoughts on these ranking systems. So Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, is at number 1. Hikaru Shida is at number 2. I expect her to go to number 1 and be the next challenger for the Women's World Championship. But that's neither here nor there.
Or as I've called her, Dorito, Macaroni Dorito.
Yep. Number 3 is Emi Sakura. Number 4 is Nyla Rose. And I don't know why, but Allie's at number 5 for some reason, even though she got squashed and squashed like a bug this week. I don't know.
Because of Dark. She's been getting a ton of wins on Dark recently.
Yeah, because it says she's overall 3-2.
There you go.
Well, 3-3 because of the battle royal, but all
right.
right.
Count those in theirs.
I counted in mine though. So, so what are you guys' thoughts on the ranking systems right now?
Their ranking system? What the fuck? What do you mean? What? So what's your opinion on this thing that I just read? What?
It's all right.
All right.
They have a ranking system. Good for them. I am not going to give them a fucking cookie every time they do something that should be a thing already.
All right. What about your thoughts of how long it took me to get to the ranking system? How about that?
The worst host ever. Need to go back to school and learn how to be a host. I wasn't provided any nutrients or nourishment, so
wait a minute.
0 out of 10 stars.
Nobody told me that. No one. You have to go to school to be a host.
You should. You should go to school to be a host because you're a bad host.
Nobody told me you had to go to school to be a host.
You have to go to school now just to learn how to be a host.
How dare you? How dare you, Owen? You're a fraud.
Like coke in the bathroom, like none of that. Worse.
So, do you want?
Are
Are you gonna pay? Are you gonna pay for the schooling for me to go to be a host?
Why would I pay you to learn how to be a host?
All right. Well, I guess we got
to have you know how to do your job.
All right, we gotta end this show. I mean, let's be real though. Like, James probably isn't much better at me at being the host. So.
Like he's run 7
Pro Wrestling Roundtable can attest.
Yeah, like my show's still going. So.
Piggybacking off of everybody else's fame.
I had a bunch of fucking people that all they wanted to do was talk about main roster, and I didn't, so that's why I really ended it. But
so,
I guess when their dicks on string.
Anyhow, let's end this show because we have nothing left to talk about. We're just rambling. So,
it's time for the plugs. Let's go.
We shall pluggeth. Plug. A plug.
This one's to the outlet.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about actual plaza.
Yeah, no, the plugs to the outlet. That's one of the transitions.
Anyhow, Mike, do you have
Michelle
anything
Pluggeth.
do you have anything you want to plug or promote?
WIW.
Mike has a Twitter and Instagram, but he never uses it. It's down in the description if you want to follow a fucking.
Sorry, boys and girls.
If you want to follow a couple of corpses.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, in my. What's your excuse? In my corner, I have Eddie Guerrero.
I have Eddie Guerrero, Macho Man, Kurt Hennig.
And Eddie Guerrero.
And Did I mention Eddie Guerrero?
I mentioned Eddie Guerrero.
Right.
Anyhow, James, anything you want to plug?
You got me on YouTube.com. YouTube.com/user/JHebertside95. That's JHEBERTSIDE95. You can also check me out on Twitter. That's my Twitter handle at JHebertside95. And also check me out on here, Wrestling Fortune 44, where I edit, subscribe, turn notification bell on. That was nice. You guys can also check out my CIW Wrestling League, Mike and I, CIW Wrestling League, YouTube.com/user/WYW Pride. Check it out.
Yeah.
And check out Royalty Wrestling Alliance, Facebook.com, and then search up Royalty, ROYALTY Wrestling Alliance. Going to be releasing some match posters there for Just Incredible coming in, and also for the C for Fatu Ricky Mandel match and the Santana Jackson Stan Styles match. So
did you say Fat 2?
No, Fatu.
FATU.
Sefa Fatu.
Oh, I think you said Fat 2, and I almost went, Rikishi? Who the fuck let Rikishi wrestle again?
Well, that's his son. That's his third son. It's Sefa Fatu.
Who let Rikishi wrestle again? Who let that Rice-A-Roni Jabroni get back in the ring?
Rikishi.
Rikishi let Rikishi back in the ring.
I mean, that's the simple answer. I don't know what you want, but you know.
Don't forget to.
Anyway,
they also have an Instagram now too. They
have an Instagram.
Just do the same thing on Instagram.
Royal RW Alliance or something.
Just look them up on Instagram. You'll find it. So.
I need to know. Tell it. You know.
It's Loyalty Wrestling Alliance on Instagram.
There you go. Look him up.
Yeah. Then, as for my stuff, like I said, Wrestling Fortune 44, me and James have a lot of things planned, considering the fact that next week is Survivor Series week. We have a busy week.
Oh, God.
Oh, kill me.
So Monday, we'll be recording Impact reviews and 205.
James, I'll tell you right now, you got sick.
Games to review.
Just say you got sick.
I'm not doing that. I already said I'd do it.
But anyhow, so we'll be reviewing Impact Monday. Then at some point next week, we're going to try to do the retro of War Games. It's supposed to be Tuesday, but I have no clue when I'll have time to watch it and when we'll be able to review it. So that's TBD for now.
I'm watching it tomorrow before I go over to Mike's.
I might have to do that too. And then obviously there'll be rundowns up of other things. And
we'll be doing prediction rundowns for War Games, I'm sure. Same format. And
then at some point we get like a review video. And hopefully this will be the last time I have to watch main roster. Like, please.
Yeah, I'm so sick of this. It's like they're trying to force people to watch it because main roster's invading NXT. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I'll tell you one last thing. NXT is starting to now look weak on the main roster, but I don't think anyone's surprised about that.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah. Anyhow, end the video because I gotta go.
And by the way, of course, they're not fucking promoting them on Raw or SmackDown, and that's why they're losing in the ratings. But
yeah. All right, end the video. Let's end the video. Talk to you guys later. Gotta go eat dinner.
Take that work week off, 5 days in the bucket. Fuck it, you got a boss who's a jerk who doesn't. Throw on some Wu-Tang, bring the motherfucking ruckus. There is no pretext, we are living and we love it on a budget. Never mind, we just nudge it to the side. Give the kids a little time, we are living till we die. Focused and we hustle, but we still be getting high. No exception to the rule, do what you do to get by. Cause I keep ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home. But